Okay.
Okay. Welcome back to Adventure Hook. We had to take a week off because little baby Joe Boy was becoming a firefighter last week.
One of the
Yay!
steps.
One of the steps.
Yeah.
Working through them tests.
No, last week was just like 20 hours in 2 days. I got like 9 hours of sleep between Friday and Monday. I was messed up.
Oh man. Okay. Well. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the little week off, but hope you understand. We're trying to make a hero here. Crowcus becomes real Crowcus. And I just hope that one day you go on a call and you show up and go, what is going on here?
As long as no one's actually hurt, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be handing me a sick baby and I'm like, what's this then?
Yeah. I eat, right? I eat.
Yeah.
It's food, yes.
Yeah, not super cool. Not like a great image.
Well, why doesn't everybody go around the table and introduce themselves as usual? I am Aaron Campbell, the Wanderer. Cheers.
Am I next?
Mark, baby.
You are next.
I never know what the order is.
You're top.
Mark.
Yeah.
It's always you.
It's always been you.
I'm not very attentive. Hi, I'm Mark. I'm Char, the Angry Dwarf.
Yes.
My name is Joe. I'm playing Gezaakos.
I am also Joe, and I play Crocus, the elf giant.
My name is Emelie. I play Desi Dorada, the half elf.
And I'm Robert Randle, and I play Ma'ak Ka'ari, a Thrycreen telepath.
Hey. Before we get straight into it, there was one little thing that I want to talk about. It's not really a personal announcement. I just wanted to kind of do a quick little in memoriam of somebody who the art community lost this past week, who was just one of the most important people in my artistic life. Marshall Arizman passed on Friday, and he was the chair of the program I went to in grad school at School of Visual Arts, the MFA illustration program. He was my teacher, my mentor, the biggest artistic influence for me in my entire life, and he's one of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life, the greatest storyteller I've ever known, and had such an impact on so many lives, artistic lives, and I never thought that day would come. He seemed so monumental, an individual, and so vital a human. I saw him, the last time that I saw him was the year before COVID. I went to New York Comic-Con, and I went and did a lecture at the school, my old program, and then had this wonderful, time at the studio, hanging out with him, me and my wife, this long conversation. It's always like every conversation you'd ever have with Marshall is enlightening, and I was hoping that I'd get to see him again this year when I went back to New York, because I knew that he was coming back to the studio again. And he was 80 then, 81 maybe then, and had not looked a day older than when I graduated 20 years ago. And he was 84, and he's gone, and it's such a loss. No matter how old he was, he could have been 120, and it still would have been too soon for someone like Marshall. So if you get a chance, if you're watching this, look up Marshall's work. It's some of the most affecting imagery you'll ever see. He was a master of horror, but also a master of like the transcendental. Marshall always said that he could see auras. And I remember him saying that I had a green aura, and I don't really know what it means. And he even himself said, I don't really know what that means, but you have a green aura. God, what a person. What a fucking person. So now that I brought everybody down,
Here's Marshall, because we're all
Cheers.
drinking.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta get my drink.
Marshall. Yeah, cheers to Marshall. God, I love that man so much. Anybody else have anything they'd like to say before we get into it tonight?
I have finished the entire Doom Patrol run, and I'm halfway through Animal Man.
Ooh,
Oh,
you're tearing up some good stuff there.
How do you feel about them?
Well, I've read the Animal Man before, but I don't think I read anything past the Peter Milligan run. So that's kind of what I'm experiencing at the moment.
Man,
You're more learned than I.
yeah. We're gonna eventually have to do a sub show of this channel where Emelie talks full comic runs.
yeah, just everything Doctor Strange, you got it.
Yeah.
M on that mic. Actually, that might not be a bad idea considering the new Doctor Strange coming out, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm doing something similar. I got this like amazing hardback collection of the complete Calvin and Hobbes. So I'm working my way through the entire Calvin and Hobbes. But that'll never get turned into anything because Sam Watterson is a purist.
Bill.
What's that?
Bill.
Sam's on Law and Order.
Bill, sorry, not Sam. Did I say Sam?
You did.
No, he's not. He's not the guy from Law and Order.
And Aaron, I don't know how well you remember, but if you're feeling a loss of someone you love, stop reading Calvin and Hobbes when they find the baby raccoon.
Oh man,
That will gut you.
well, I'm the kind of person who has a masochistic a joy of being affected emotionally that way. So I will be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. When
Maybe it'll be
there.
cathartic. It's just a proceed with caution because it's really, really moving stuff.
Maybe that's why your aura's green.
Yeah.
Heart chakra. Green is the heart chakra.
So yeah. So I mean, right now I'm still like in the first like year or two of the run, and at that point, it was all child wonder. But even then, like Calvin and Hobbes has this ability to like turn on a dime. It ends with something like silly, like the hijinks of a boy with imagination, and then suddenly the next one will be, hey Hobbes, you think there's a God? And it's like, whoa, what? Slow down there, Calvin. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to get, but I'm taking my time with it. Like I don't want to rush through it. But at any rate, okay. So Dark Sun. So tonight is I'm going to start things a little bit different because my intro text is not going to happen right off the bat. We're going to kind of back up just a tad. I know that last time we left off, the party was in full swing. The mingling phase of had kind of ended and everybody had retired to the couches for dinner. And I had basically said that, we had made our way through that and we were getting ready for the big bout between Craucus and Hoxa. But Mark wasn't able to be there for that time. So I did want to back up a little bit. We are going to kind of start tonight at the beginning of the dinner. And just to kind of describe again how this is set up, as the group of you retire for dinner in this, what is basically a very Roman type of villa or townhouse, you all retire to this particular like alcove in the private quarters of Nerissa's townhouse, of Nerissa's Colors and Scent, the host of tonight's symposium or party. You're all in your togas. Craucus in his gladiator garb, Ma'ak just in a sash. And Hoxa does not retire with you. Hoxa is fed in a different area because Hoxa is technically an enslaved individual and therefore does not get to sup with the rest of you. That is the way the hierarchy of these things function, unfortunately. But as you retire into this space, this alcove is surrounded by these couches, these kind of different elevated couches. And at the very top, where Nerissa and Agis are sit, they are upon the highest couch, the highest elevation, denoting their status. She the host, he the guest of honor, or the honored guest, and the highest ranking individual amongst you. To the side of Nerissa and Agis, you have Jabia, one of the son, the eldest son of House Sham, one of the major trading houses of Athos, but also an individual who you've learned through the night is sort of an outcast amongst his family. To the other side, you have Minvian of Sturces, who you all had the unfortunate privilege of meeting when you first entered into the city. Minvian is the captain of the guard at the caravan gate during the day. And then to either side of Jabia, to the side of Jabia is Char. Chabar being placed there ostensibly because of his status as a exarch, and probably also because of his affiliation with the village of Kled, which Nerissa and Jabia both had expressed interest in speaking to you throughout the night. So when we get through this, we'll probably have a quick little exchange between you and Nerissa before you retire to your positions along the couches. To the other side of Minvian is Marigal Marigal of House Noreen. She is a member of one of the minor merchant houses and is also evidently a psionicist training at the the School of Thought within the city of Tyr. Unfortunately, Ma'ak was seated directly opposite from her, but you did have your chance to speak with her before you were seated. And to the side of Marigal is Craucus, taking up the bulk of the lowest couch, and then just squeezed right into the edge at the very end is Desi. And then on the opposite side, you have Geza next to Cha'ar, and then kind of squeezed in between Cha'ar and Ma'ak, who basically you just kind of perch on the end of that couch, holding yourself. And as dinner is served, the dinner is literally brought out on tables, full, like platters of food brought out on whole tables. And once that course is done, that table is completely removed and replaced with a new table that advances the food courses from appetizer all the way through to dessert. Now, before we get into this, as everyone is seating, Nerissa does go to Char and say, "I'm so sorry, Char. that I was unable to have a proper conversation with you before we were able to seat. But just before, I wanted to introduce myself to you. I have quite a lot of interest in the going-ons in Cled, and I've heard tell that you hail from the village. Is this correct?
It is.
And I've heard some disturbing rumors that there was a incident in the excavation site resulting in the death of some of your village members.
Was that a question?
Yes, I'm just heard, and I hate to operate.
What would you like to know? Could you ask me directly, please?
Did that?
Get to it, lady.
She says, "I love you, dwarves. You're so direct."
Oh, let me guess. Some of your best friends are dwarves, correct?
I wouldn't say that particularly.
That's not a surprise. Whatever wiles you're trying to enact upon me are not going to work. Simply ask the question you want the answer to.
Is it the case that there was a tragedy in the mines, that there was a cave-in?
Yes.
How many of your fellows perished? Do you know?
Even one is a tragedy, but why does the number fascinate you so much?
I guess just human curiosity.
Well, I'm not human, and I find the curiosity distasteful and the evasiveness a little annoying. So, if you can't ask me things directly,
please, I'm not trying to offend.
You're not offending me. You're wasting my time by dancing around things. So either ask me what you want to know, or I will move on and go get another drink.
She says, all I was going to say is that I know that the supply of Agafari timbers have been lacking of late, and I was wanting to introduce you to Jabia of House Sham, who is currently stationed in the foothills of the Ringing Mountains, and perhaps could provide some aid for Baroness and the people of your village. Would you mind if I sat you next to him?
See how easy that was? Yeah, that would be great.
Awesome.
She says, certainly, good dwarf. I did not mean offense at all. Sorry, I'm used to speaking with nobles of the city. And
oh, well, that was another backhanded compliment. Thank you. So just introduce me and move on.
Okay. So she introduced you to Jabia. Jabia is a human as well. He's a handsome man, hair slicked back, well groomed. But you can see, obviously carries kind of a heavy weight upon his shoulders. And she introduces you, Jabia, I would like to introduce you to Cha'ar of Exarch from Cled. I think the two of you might have things to discuss as in concerns with the Agafari trade that you were telling me about. And Jabia turns to you and says, "You're from Cled, correct?"
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Narissa was telling me about the unfortunate accident that happened recently in the mines. Perhaps we should take our seats and we could discuss this during dinner.
Sure.
Okay, so all of you take your seats. Anything else as you guys sit down? Is there anything else that any of you would like to engage in terms of conversation with the individuals seated around you? Or as you, as you're being seated?
For Char's benefit, since he wasn't here to hear the interjection that happened after that, where Geza finally spoke to him, can you sum up for Char's ear what Jabia's perspective is on how the politics of the society should work and how the marketplace is a part of that?
Oh my god.
It was basically that the merchants should not be subject to any oversight by the sorcerer kings, and that the markets should control themselves with no oversight.
Yeah, and that's basically it. I mean, basically the idea was that the sorcerer kings right now are forcing their will upon all of the different markets coming in and out of the cities, and the merchant houses themselves are beholden to their whims, and for the market itself to be beholden to the decisions of one singular person is anathema to their particular goals, and is one of the reasons why, for instance, his house and his sister Timnia Sham have fallen into such decadence and decay. And only if we can start to establish some form of autonomy can we theoretically unshackle ourselves from their yoke. It's a weird, like, kind of like libertarian kind of notion, but in response to an authoritarian regime is the idea.
Yeah. I just know how Mark, as a player, feels about libertarianism, so I just wanted to give him that to chew
Well,
on.
I think being me, I think libertarianism is a rest stop on the way to republicanism. I think it's people that are too afraid to commit to being evil. And I think as far as Char goes, I don't think Char would be very happy with that, because one extreme to the other, there's got to be a middle ground. There's got to be some oversight, because giving the autonomy back to the merchants means they're going to price gouge. We've all worked in the comic book industry. We know how merchants go. So I don't agree with their take either.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a lesser of two evils, potentially.
It's a potential lesser of two evils, but potentially a worse of two evils, because it would fragment everyone. So,
Deza wasn't really here for it either. He was like, okay, well, good to know.
And that would be a unique perspective that the dwarves would have, because the dwarves do have an like the village of Kled operates at even though Baroness is technically the patriarch, the leader of the community, all decisions are made egalitarianly. So there's never a moment where Baroness can summarily judge anything. It all goes through the Council of Elders, and then it goes to the village itself. And all decisions within Kled are made communally. But that is something that is utterly you've never experienced that outside of the village of Kled. Maybe
I'm not suggesting that the dwarven way is the way for humans.
Yeah.
I'm just suggesting that there needs to be a more than one person approving of things, but less than everybody doing whatever the hell they want. There needs to be a council to represent the people, because otherwise it's going to be an entirely different form of chaos, and I think would probably be worse. You know, when Dr. Doom was deposed in Latveria, the first thing that people wanted back was Dr. Doom, because the trains ran on time. So there's got to be some middle ground somewhere.
Yeah. And the closest thing too, that the free slave, the quote unquote slave tribes, the free tribes of former enslaved people that exist in the desert, a lot of them adopt these egalitarian systems. And as far as you know, the elven tribes, as terrible as they are to outsiders, they seem to function by the same system as well. And of course, the Thri-Kreen. Now, the Thri-Kreen are slightly different in that they do have very specific, roles within their pack and clutch that are adhered to quite, stringently. but it's still very egalitarian within that clutch system. So having said that, you all take your places, and Jabia says to you, yes, I heard about the tragedy at Cled even before I came here tonight, but Narissa was saying that it perhaps had to do with lack of Agafari source, a good Agafari source. And of course we know that, and he whispers in this, we know that the current regime here has been confiscating old quality wood for the completion of the ziggurat. But I think that there might be a way that I can help you, and perhaps you could help me.
There's the rub. What do you want?
Well, what I want is to see the restoration of my family. And when I say my family, I mean House Sham. House Sham has fallen into terrible decadence. Everything is run by corrupt agents of my sister and my father. And I've been sent into the far frontier, hoping that they'd forget all about me, and hoping that I would die there, probably eaten by halflings. But I refuse to let that happen. I want to see the splendor of my family restored, the honor of my house restored. It was a great family once, and I think it could be again, not a cruel, corrupt family, but one that brings profit, not just to my house, but to Athos in general. And I've recently discovered a source of Agafari deep in the woods, in the foothills, the mountains where I've been stationed. And with the right resources, it could be forested and put to good use. And I think Cled is where it could happen.
Why is this source of this wood not, if it's so plentiful, why is it thus far untouched? There's got to be a catch there. Well,
The catch are the halfling tribes of the foothills. The further you delve into the mountains, the more you delve into the lands where they hunt. And they kill everything and everyone who trespasses upon their land as they see it.
So you want to show me where the wood is so I can get the wood and risk my life, and then you want me to help kill your father and your sister?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Am I correct here?
Okay. I know that dwarves are quite direct, but no, I have no intention of murdering my sister and my father. The way that things work in the merchant houses is diplomacy. And those who can...
Whoa. If it's diplomacy, then why are we doing espionage now? This conversation seems very secretive. It's the opposite of diplomacy.
I'm not sure that there is. The two go hand in hand. Do they
really.
not?
By the very definitions, they are two different things. Diplomacy is being forward with people that you don't agree with to reach a peaceful...
Well, I am being diplomatic with you.
Yes, you're being diplomatic with me, asking me to go get wood and kill your family.
I'm not asking you. I'm wanting to make... I'm looking for an advocate who can speak with and for me to the people of Cled, to Baroness. And I think you misunderstand me. I'm not trying to force you to murder or to kill. And I certainly do not advocate the murder or the displacement
I feel like
of the
I'm
halfling
exhausted
people
from dancing around words with you people. Does no one here speak directly? You want my assistance to help restore your house in exchange for wood. What do you want me to do, or who do you want me to introduce you to? This advocate and these metaphors are lovely.
Okay.
At a dinner party, but I would like to know.
Let us be perfectly direct then.
Thank you.
I would like you to speak to Baroness, or at least send a message on your behalf to Baroness. If we could have the support of the dwarves of Kled, and perhaps send a contingent of Kled warriors to my base, to the fortress where I have been sent, and help me guard the regions where we will forest and harvest this Agafari wood, I can do so at a great discount to the people of Kled. And in so doing, elevate my status within my family and perhaps force them to bring me out of exile. And from there, I can then do the work that I need to do to restore the honor of my family. But I cannot do it where I am now. I can help your people restore the mines and begin excavations again. And you can help me get out of that nightmare land that I have been sent to.
Is this something that any of the rest of us are privy to?
Well, you're sitting next to Char, so you can hear this, and so can you, Mark.
So Geza
can I keep meta concert on?
I haven't ended it. It's still going.
Yeah. If I'm dealing with all these people that don't say anything at all when they talk a lot, I need everyone in the group to be listening as well.
I'm listening. Ma'ak is pretending not to. He's probably staring off into space, but he's been absorbing every word.
And Geza's already confronted Jabia once, so he's just going to take another opportunity to interject and be like, and Jabia, now that you're being direct, what is it exactly that you're providing that the warriors of Kled couldn't do without your assistance?
I know where the forest is.
Through Metaconcert say so do we. It's where you're posted.
yeah. Metaconcert. I'm like, does he know something that we don't now know?
No, he says he hasn't told you where he's posted.
Okay.
The foothills of the Ringing Mountains. We know
right.
Which is a thousand miles north to south.
Okay, fine.
But surely Carissa can't wait to tell us.
I'm going to think to Geza and Mach right now. This person is wasting our time. Why don't we say no? And when he goes back to his post, we follow him.
Better.
If we're harvesting the wood, he's going to sell it to us at a discount. We're chopping it down and risking our own lives, and he's going to give us a discount.
You can do better. You can do better. Agree to everything he's saying. Pump him for information.
But ultimately, it's a partnership.
Right. It's ultimately a partnership, but you can find out what his other resources are, so that when he disappears, you know who might miss him when you take what's his.
I mean,
also, I haven't.
This is all happening in Metaconcert.
This is Metaconcert. Ma'ak hasn't said a word. He's like nibbling on something.
Okay.
And I'm just going to quickly. Also, I haven't mentioned anything, but this man's house is responsible for. I don't think it was him, but someone from his house was responsible for capturing my unhatched egg, me.
Okay, good. Then what I suggest we do is what Mach said: play along with them, help him out. We go there, we find the forest, we kidnap him, we tell him we're going to give him back to we're going to trade him back to his family to get into where his family is. We get revenge on his family, and if he's telling the truth, we install him at the height of his family. Yeah,
I think he might be the good one in his family for what that is worth.
Let's let him dangle where he feels like he has to prove himself to us this whole time. Let's keep up the
hardball.
The raised eyebrow and that doesn't sound right, to keep him on his toes. We get there, we get the wood. We can do this isn't a reference that anyone would get in Kled, but we could do a Saving Private Ryan. We could grab him and take him back to his family. And if he turns out to be one of the good ones, we can fold him in on this plot to overthrow his family. Or if he turns out to be an asshole, we can just use him as bait to get in there and overthrow his family.
And in the meantime, it works. And in the meantime, we can use him with our problems with, wow, now I'm blanking on them. The silk trade guys.
Oh, Ianto.
Yeah, House Ianto, right? Those guys haven't gone away. We still have to deal with that too. So we can use his resources to.
Yeah, don't forget, like part of the.
Sorry, go ahead.
The entire reason for tonight is to get entree into the Crystal Waters bathhouse.
Yeah,
so we can.
That actually sounds like a gay bathhouse because Crystal Waters did that song 100% Pure Love, which was an anthem.
Oh, that plays on loop in the bathroom. Yeah, I think this is all right. And between this person and Agis, I think we can probably get a patron out of this.
Well, if Marc and Geza, if you agree to it, I will defer to you on this. I am overly suspicious of everyone now because of I have BAP PTSD.
Yeah, so no, I'm super suspicious too. I don't trust any of these people.
If we just want to play this close to our vest and with the possibility that he's actually a beneficial human being, we can. But I think this is a win-win for us because if he's not, we just kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
One way or another, I need to know more about his family. So
yes.
Don't burn this bridge.
And you have first dibs on killing them, Geza.
You get to That's only just.
We'll see.
And if you don't, I always love killing things. So.
So then, what does Char say to Jabia in response?
This is all very intriguing. I hope you understand my reticence and suspicion. There's lots of shadowy nonsense going on, and very few people say what they mean or mean what they say. But,
I would think you a fool otherwise.
Which bodes well for my building trust in you. Let me confer with my group, and I think this is something that could be mutually beneficial to us, but I cannot make a decision on my own. So let me confer with my compatriots, and we will give you an answer before the end of the meal.
He says,
if that's acceptable.
It's absolutely acceptable, and if you need more time than that, I'll be in the city for several more days. I'm here through the festival.
Oh, great!
So that's like 3 weeks. He's going to be here.
Okay, cool.
Cool. See, I can't have manners.
He just says, I understand your wariness. I've grown up in a family that is contemptibly corrupt, and I gave my trust too freely throughout my life, and that is why I've ended up where I am. And those days are over. So, but I think it's important that House Sham regain its ancient stature. Athos would be better for it. So, talk to your friends. I hope we can make a deal. And, of course, if not, I understand. Okay, so having said that, we will turn towards... let's turn to Nerissa real quick. As you're eating, Nerissa speaks up and says to Craucus, "So, half-giant Craucus, gladiator of Nibene.
Yes?
Tell us of some of your fights."
Which ones would you like to hear about?
What was your most interesting? When you thought all was lost, but yet you turned things and became victorious.
Well, there was a battle where I had been drinking so much the night before, I'd forgotten I had a fight. They put me into the arena. I did not know why I was there. I thought I had to pay off some tabs, and that Everyone that was coming at me was the bartender. I kept trying to pay them with the rocks I had. By the end of the night, I'd killed 10 men, and I still didn't know if I'd paid my tab.
And so what did you do?
I went back to drinking.
And how did you settle?
Oh, no, they were slaves and I killed them. But I was so drunk that I was told after the battle.
Well, we have something special tonight, and hopefully you're not too drunk afterwards to comport yourself properly within the fight to come.
I've stopped drinking since. Before a fight. After a fight, always drunk.
Before she then turns, she's about to address Geza, but Minvian, sitting next to her, kind of jumps in before she can. And she says, I would very much like to learn more about this fellow Arakakra who's joining us tonight. I believe I saw you the other day coming into the city. Am I correct in that? You're quite... He's already 3 sheets to the wind at this point. Am I correct in that? I seem to recall perhaps defecating in front of me as you were coming through the gates. You seem to be kind of at a loss of words, if I'm recalling correctly, of course.
Yeah.
I understand that Arakakra, tend to live free in the wastes of Athos. But what is your tale? How do you, such a noble bird, unlike the countenance of the Orcathra that haunt the realms near Tyr, how came you into the company of such esteemed individuals? And he takes another big drink.
It's a long and boring tale, but obviously you don't see a lot of my type in this area because we're not from here. Very far north. You would have to travel to see more of my kind.
Beyond the Tyr region? What, in the region of Draj, perhaps? Ram? Perhaps even further north?
Truly, I'm not familiar with the region. I've only heard tale from other Arakakran that are more local to this region.
At this point, Nerissa jumps in and says, so you're not Orcatha?
No, they're like a cousin to my kin. Orcatha and Silverrock, what I am, are both from the tree of Arakakra.
Interesting. Well, I do have to say, you are quite resplendent. I don't think Tyr has seen your like as long as I've been alive.
And that's why I defecated in front of the gate guards, so they'd let me pass. I'm not one to be taken advantage of by those in positions of power over me.
Well, you're quite the clever one, aren't you?
Pretty bird.
You can see, like, throughout this, Agis, and remember, like, you're all lounging on these couches. Agis next to, like, basically between Jabia and Nerissa, you can tell that, like, his mind is elsewhere, and is so done with all of this already. He's just kind of picking at the food that he picks off of the tables in front of you, and not really saying anything. Marigal is also kind of similarly distant. She seems to be distant, though, because she finds all of this distasteful. Agis is distant because it's seemingly like something internal. Nerissa then turns to Desi and says, Desi Dorata, I'm not familiar with House Dorata. A merchant house, correct? What can you tell us of your family? What trade goods do they transport?
I would much rather make myself known to you through my actions instead of my words. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I feel like it has been almost weeks that I have been waiting for this fight. When can we expect the festivities to start?
Oh, well, as soon as we finish dinner and we have a little game. But yes, perhaps we should move things forward. And she claps her hands. And the bard that you saw earlier in the evening, who was singing songs and doing acrobatics, rushes out. And at this point, you basically made your way through the courses. A table has been brought out, or the last table that had some like kind of desserts on it has been removed. And so the whole space between you is now empty. And Nerissa gestures to him, and he comes forward to everyone and bows and says, has anyone heard the tale of the Jinn of Khalidney? And he pauses, and everyone kind of looks to each other. If you would like to make a history check to see if you've heard the tale of the Jinn of Khalidney, now is the time to do that. It would be a history check.
9.
20.
20 for Ma'ak.
Maybe in another life I heard it.
Yeah, I only rolled a 9. I don't think I heard it.
Anybody else?
I don't even have Fantasy Grounds loaded. Hold on.
Well, that's your first mistake.
Yeah.
Just say bandwidth so my
Fantasy grounds.
Where am I? What am I rolling?
It would be a history check.
On your skills chart.
Okay.
2.
18.
Okay, 18.
This is all checking out, I gotta say.
Desi and Crocus?
Well, Crocus rolled a 2. I rolled a 9.
Oh, right. Okay. So, Desi? Desi is just locked in smile.
We got a frozen smile. That's good. You got a freeze on a face. That's the one.
Like Ma'ak and so far until we hear from Desi, Ma'ak and Sha'ar, the two of you have vaguely heard of this story, but you really don't know any details about it, other than like it's a story about a genie from this long lost city of Khalidney. We have lost Emelie, which I assume means that like our formatting is all fucked. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
We can just take how about we just take our a break now?
Let's take our break.
Okay, let's take our break real quick, and we'll be right back, y'all.
We're good. Hold on.
We're back in 100%.
Okay, we're back at 100%. Okay, so just found out that Emelie rolled a 22, so that was the best. So Desi knows the most about this tale, but not enough to be able to actually recount it herself. It's a story.
Is it good? Do I like it?
Well, I don't know. Like, you can tell me if Desi likes this tale once I've finished regaling you with it. But at any rate, like, you know it vaguely, but like just like little bits and pieces. So, as we started, the bard begins by saying, "Has everyone heard the tale of the Jinn of Caledney?" At this point, two enslaved servants carry out a large ceramic brazier with a slender, straight Agafari wood pole rising from its center. The brazier is placed in the center of the party, and cushions are then laid out on the floor around it. "Come around and let me regale you." Everyone then moves from the couches to the cushions, reclining on one elbow, feet towards the brazier. Other servants hand each guest a fresh ceramic drinking vessel called a kylix. It has a broad, shallow bowl with looped handles on either side and a short, thick stem. Wine is poured, but none of the other guests drink. They seem to be waiting for a prompt. This story is from the distant past, and many scholars have argued its veracity. For few who enter the ruins of Caledney, once the jewel of Athos, ever are seen again. It is said some terrible force resides there, vengefully guarding the wreck. Some claim it is the Jinn of Caledney. In the days before its destruction, the wells of Caledney had come to be haunted by a Hur, that most repugnant of Jinn. It is well known that their race hails directly from the sun, in the days when it burned with a blinding white light. The Jinn say themselves, "We were born aforetime from the smokeless fire of the scorching wind that roars across the great sun. But as the sun darkened, they were forced into exile and scattered upon the blistering sands of Athos, seeking heat wherever it could be found. One should never sleep under a tree at night. Its canopy has the curious property of holding on to heat that otherwise dissipates in the night's chill, and therefore is one of their favored resting places. So it should come as no surprise that the Jinn despise water. The ones who brought out the brazier now ignite it. Flames begin to lick at the Agafari pole, a wood well known for its resistance to fire. Well, this particular ghoul had chosen the wells of Caledney to pour its ire into. Every day the Jinn would assume the form of a townsperson, someone well known and respected, and once it was their turn to collect their daily ration, it would exhale a deep breath, foul fume flowing into the depths of the well, causing the water to boil and turn impotable with brimstone. He would then let out a great cackle and vanish on the hot wind. The water would remain tainted for days. After 2 weeks, the Jinn, assuming the appearance of a different citizen every day, all the wells of Caledney were defiled, Try as they might, the Templar of the sorcerer queen Khalid Ma could not prevent the Ghul. Citizens were kept from approaching the wells for days, hoping the waters would clear, so the Ghul would assume the form of a Templar. Then the Templar would no longer allowed to approach the well, so the Ghul would become a swarm of rats, a creature most despised by the queen, and overrun the guards. Bazrags were then released to capture the rats, so the Ghul became a Bazrag. It seemed nothing could be done to end the wrath of the Jinn, and the people of Khalid Nay began to die from sickness and thirst. Khalid Ba, in her desperation, decreed that anyone who could end the tyranny of the Jinn would be granted any treasure that is in her power to give. After many charlatans and failures, a wise woman came out of the desert, claiming to have the answer. She instructed the queen to hold a great festival on the eve of the high sun, which was just days away. There would be great quantities of water purified by the Templar, food and games. The final contest of the night would require walking through a gauntlet of fire. The first one who could pass through the flames alive would receive a prize, a single ripe pharaoh fruit. Now a servant brings out a small, delicately engraved silver platter. It's about 6 inches in diameter and is filled with obsidian shards, upon which rests a single, bright, yellow fruit the size of a child's fist. Its flesh looks firm like leather and glistens with a sticky, pearlescent sheen. The dish is then carefully balanced atop the pole rising from the brazier. The bard gestured towards the fruit. The pharaoh fruit! Delicacy of nobles and kings! Only once a decade does the pharaoh tree blossom with a single brilliant orange flower that produces a single fruit. Its skin yellow, like the heart of a flame, its flesh red as blood. The taste is at once exquisitely sweet and stiflingly spicy. Each fruit is worth as much as the tree itself. If eaten without preparation, it is deadly to all but the race of Jinn. Some say the fruit holds within it the very fire of the sun itself. At first taste, the nectar of the pharaoh fruit is so sweet as to be intoxicating. But quickly, the sweetness turns to burning. It starts on the tongue and like fire spreads throughout the mouth, the throat, the stomach, and finally settles into the extremities. The agony lasts so long, the few who survive rarely do so with their sanity intact. But soaked for a week or so in kank nectar, the pharaoh fruit is quite safe, and its spicy sweetness has no rival in this world. But the Jinn, however, would greedily devour them straight from the boughs of the pharaoh tree, inducing a nostalgic revelry of their long-lost home upon the sun. Knowing that only the Jinn would be able to survive the gauntlet and that the temptation of the fruit would be irresistible, the wise woman did something curious. She hid within the fruit a piece of obsidian. As expected, only one person in the whole city was able to pass through the flame. They immediately swallowed the fruit whole, However, joy and fire was quickly turned to terror and icy agony, and the djinn fell to the ground cold as night in the alluvial wastes. The power of the Hool was instantly nullified by the hidden obsidian, and the city Templar swiftly captured and imprisoned the djinn in the dungeons of Khalid Nay. You see, it is believed that obsidian is fire that is petrified, dead. It is anathema to the djinn. This is why if you were to walk amongst the Pharaoh fields at this very moment, as the fruit comes into its full ripeness, dripping with sticky sweetness, you'll see obsidian hanging from every tree in bloom. Khalid Ma then came to the wise woman and said, "You have freed my city from this terrible curse. What treasure would you have?" And the queen took the wise woman into her treasure vault, where she beheld the wonders of the richest city in Athos. "My queen," the wise woman said, "I shall have it all." Well, Khalid Ma fell into a rage and struck the wise woman down. But the woman suddenly erupted into flame, revealing herself to be that most terrible of jinn, the Ifrit. A jinn of such devastatingly untamed power and rage that neither Khalid Ma nor the citizens of Khalid Nay nor the city itself survived the ensuing conflagration. Legend says that the Ifrit and the Hool still dwell there. The Ifrit upon her molten treasure hoard, and the Hool haunting a frozen dungeon, forever tormented by the cold obsidian in its belly. So come then, brave the gauntlet of Khalid Ma. Flick your wine through the flame. The first to topple the dish before the fire can consume the staff gains the prize. Silver, sweet, and spicy. The bard then bows, everyone claps and cheers, and he exits. At this point, really the only person who would have any notion of what this game is would be Desi. So give me a history check.
$21.
21. Okay, so you have been to a party where you've played this. It has different names in different cities and different places. But the basic idea of the game is that you all lie around this pole with the dish atop it, and you use your kylix, your little dish. That's why it has this kind of looped handle on one side, so you can use it to flick in different ways. Different people use it different ways, but you throw your wine at the dish atop this 6-foot pole and try to knock the dish off of it with your wine. Whoever manages to knock the dish off gets the prize, which is the dish and whatever it contains. Now, typically, every time you've ever played this game, it has been amongst a lower class of citizens, because never have you seen this played with a silver dish. It's always a ceramic dish, and never has it involved a pharaoh fruit. So just so you know, like he mentioned that the pharaoh fruit was worth the value of the tree itself. You know, Desi, that this is the ultimate delicacy, and a pharaoh fruit can go for anywhere between 10 to 100 gold pieces. for a single
Shit, you guys, we gotta win.
fruit. Yeah. And that's all dependent upon the quality of the fruit. And rarely do you see a fruit the size of a child's fist. So you're talking incredibly valuable. And that is because most farrow plantations, and these are from farrow plantations. I mean, these are plantations that are manned by enslaved populace, might produce half a dozen a year. And that's it. And they only, and not only that, but they are auctioned roughly like a week before full ripening. Nobility and representatives of the Sorcerer King and the Templars will come into the fields, and they will literally bid on these fruit in the week or so before they're fully ripe. And yeah, it's like, it's crazy. You've never tasted one. None of you have. Desi's the only one who's probably ever actually seen one like this, that's fully prepared. And yeah. So now, as far as the game goes, and you can kind of port this through Metaconcert, because as the game starts, the Narissa basically just assumes that everyone here in attendance understands how the game functions, because that's just how privileged a life these people around you live.
Assume only guests, right? Hoxa is not playing.
No, Hoxa is not playing, but Craucus is allowed to play because Craucus is not enslaved. They have to give a little bit of a wide berth for Craucus, a little bit more space, a couple cushions for him. But that you have probably about 4 minutes before. Well, actually, no. Let me start back up. You've never played this where there is actually a burning brazier. It's usually just a pole, and you just try to flick it, and you play it for several rounds. And if nobody gets it, then it stays with the host. So this is something unique. You've never played it where the pole is actually on fire. But that this is the way it works. Okay. So if you manage to, the individual who manages to knock the dish off gets the dish and whatever it contains. But there's lots of rules leading up to that. So, for instance, if you miss the dish, if you toss your wine and you miss the dish, you must drink your cup entirely. That means that somebody will come and fill up your dish, which is about can hold about 3 ounces of wine, and you must drink it all in one gulp. Also, the people on the other side, anyone that you splash with the wine, they must drink as well.
This is a great game.
Yeah. However, they can challenge. Anyone hit by the wine can challenge. Well, actually, no. Anyone around the pole can challenge. If they think you missed on purpose, like you're trying to get someone else drunk on purpose, they can challenge, and then it goes to a vote. Thumbs up means they think you were flubbing, that you were fucking up your throw. A thumb down means they think that you honestly failed. If everyone agrees that you flubbed your throw, you must not only drink your cup, but the cups of those who you hit with wine. However, if everyone agrees that no, it was an honest accident, the person who challenged must drink your cup as well as the cups of those who were hit with your wine. And this is very much a D&D area effect. So we're talking a 15-foot by 5-foot cone. If you splash the dish, and I'm going to be very open and honest, so this is a DC 20. If you splash the dish without knocking it off of its perch, And the wine drips. On a second unmodified roll of 15, then Opa! Everyone drinks except you. Okay? So once again, you roll a 20 or higher, you splash the dish. You roll again, 15 or higher, it actually drips down from the dish. Everyone drinks but you. If it fails to drip, then same rules as if you missed. If you accidentally lose hold of your Kylix and it goes launching across the room, critical fail, this is a roll of a 1, you drink and must answer one question from every individual hit, and that answer must theoretically be truthful. Now, typically in these games, these are kind of ribald questions. They don't get too deep. You know, it's like, what was the most embarrassing thing, faux pas you've ever done? Have you ever farted in front of, like the Sorcerer King? Shit like that. Every once in a while, someone will get deep, especially like the longer you go into this game and the drunker people get, because this is a game that gets people fucking shit-faced. Okay? Now, finally, if you knock the dish off, and in order to knock the dish off, either 3 25s have to be rolled in a row. That means the dish moves, or you get it on a DC 30 in the first go. The dish falls and the prize is yours. So let's say you roll a 25. That is an automatic drip, okay? But you need 3 of those drips to get it to knock off, okay? Any questions before we move on? Those are the basic rules of the game.
There's no way that I will ever retain all of that, so I'm just going to roll dice as you tell me.
Yep.
Okay. Now, this is much more egalite. So as you take your places around the pole,
as we take our places around the pole, I'm going to turn to Crocus and say, you should probably recuse yourself from this.
That's what I was planning on doing. I'm not going to get drunk.
Because we are.
Ma'ak will also abstain. He does not drink, so he can't play this game.
Okay.
But Desi, you let me know when you want to win, and that platter will fall off that stand, no matter what you roll. I am
if I hit it at all.
You tell me if you want it to fall, and it'll fall. Let me just put it that way.
When it seems believable.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention, because
Well, no, Ma'ak's gonna pretend like he doesn't. He's not even
it's gonna be a bad day when Crocus is the grown-up.
Okay, so Narissa takes her place right here. Agis immediately goes next to her. Actually,
playing this game.
Yeah, Agis is playing this game. You can tell, he kind of groans a bit, but Narissa does thank Agis. He is the one who provided the Pharaoh fruit. It is the first of his harvest for the year.
And all this wine we're about to waste.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. This is a game of true decadence, because they're throwing really valuable wine, just tossing it through the air, ostensibly. Now, in preparation for this, the pool in the middle of the atrium itself was drained while you were eating. You kind of noticed it, but didn't really remark on it. And that is where this is all set up now. So Narissa comes down and sits next to Agis, and Minvian comes down. He's kind of stumbling, and Marigal is taking sort of a short, taking a long walk. She's also kind of a little uncomfortable about this whole thing. Jabia goes and sits directly tries to sit. You can see he's trying to sit next to Agis still. But it's up to you guys. If you want to jockey for a better position, it's up to you. You can give me persuasion, deception, or intimidation checks.
Can I not just sit to the right of Narissa there?
Yep. You can take your place right there.
I'll go next to Jabia.
Okay. Minvian stumbles in and plumps his ass down next to Desi.
Oh, I'm sorry, that seat was taken.
What did she say? What do you say?
That seat is taken.
Oh, okay. He's already wasted. Who are you saving it for?
I'll save it for ostensibly for Char if he wants to sit there, but otherwise I'm happy to leave it empty.
Char? What's Char doing?
It's fine.
Okay, so Char, you can take your place there, and then Marigal finds her place next, and she feels comfortable sitting next to Geza, actually. And she looks over to you, Geza, and says, I don't know about all of this. She whispers to you.
This is certainly my first.
I've been to these before. It's just wasteful. After what happened today, at any rate. I suppose we should keep when in
the company of weirdos, we do the weird.
Yeah. Okay. So Narissa goes first.
I think you just came up with the tagline for this podcast.
When in the company of the weird.
Well, I was like, Rome doesn't exist.
When
Improv.
it's here, do as the Tyrians do.
Yeah.
Right. Or Balak was probably Rome.
That would require me to retain information without consulting my notebook, and that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Kraukus should probably not stand next to.
Yeah. No. That's why I moved him. I figured he was going to be over here. Like basically, Hoxa was given kind of a trough of sludge to eat, like bugs and like other kinds of things that. I mean, for probably like the kind of food that Mock might, appreciate. But for the rest of you,
not if I didn't hunt it.
Well, yeah, like if you hunted it, but otherwise. Any rate, Narissa begins, and she lays back. She reclines on her elbow. One of the enslaved individuals comes around, pours wine into her kylix, and she delicately looks, judges, takes a moment, and she has sort of an underhanded, and this again, for Desi, underhanded, overhanded, holding it by its stem, it's all personal preference. But she holds it by one of the looped handles, and flicks it up this way, and a spray of wine goes up. And it misses completely, and it splatters all over Minvian and Marigal. The three drink, unless any of you, it's up to you. You can all challenge.
I challenge.
Okay, so this is a thumbs up situation. Narissa can't vote because she was the tosser. But Marigal thumbs down. So does Minvian, thumbs down. They decide they think that Narissa honestly missed. Agis waits. He's still not completely engaged in this. How about the rest of you?
I don't understand what's happening, both player and character.
So thumbs up means you think that Narissa missed on purpose, trying to hit Minvian and Marigal. Thumbs down was an honest miss.
She did it on purpose. Well, actually,
she's shady as fuck.
I'm doing an insight roll. 15.
15.
Guide yourself.
15?
Well, you could always ask Ma'ak.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm guiding myself. +4. Here we go.
+4. So 19.
Well, wait. Oh yeah, +4. Actually, 19.
You think she honestly missed?
Thumbs down.
Okay.
He's a drunk bird. Thumbs up.
Traitor. Judas.
Like, honestly, I can tell.
Yeah. After
I'm gonna
this,
poop in front of
Augie's.
you now, Geza.
Yeah, Augie's thumbs down, Jabia thumbs down. So we get a thumbs up from Desi and from Char. So yeah, the thumbs down have it. And as a result, Narissa, Minvian, and Marigal all have to drink. And they each get poured a glass and they have to empty the draft. It's now Augie's turn. And you can see Augie's is... Like, after the first round, Augie's giggles a little bit. You can see maybe he's loosening up somewhat, forgetting the horrors of the day. And Augie's actually hits the saucer. Splashes it. It doesn't move, but it drips. It drips for sure. And as a result, everyone yells, well, I mean, it's up to you whether you Opa, but the others in the group, Jabia, Narissa, Minvian, and Marigal all yell, Opa! And they all drink from their glass.
So we all drink.
All drink, except for Augie's.
Opa.
It is now Jabia's turn, and he also hits the saucer, and it also drips. And so once again, you must all drink.
Opa.
Opa! At this point, you have had 6 ounces. You've had a full glass of wine. 6 ounces is standard full pour of a glass of wine. It's now Geza's turn.
Okay.
Geza.
What do I roll?
Okay, so a 20 gets you a hit on
I'm just doing like a D20, no modified.
a D20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big money,
So it's a
big
D20
money.
plus dex. So a D20 gets you a hit. If you hit on it between a 20 and a 24, you roll again. Just a cold 15 or higher will get you a drip. A 25 gets you a nudge. A 30 knocks it right off.
Okay, so I'm guiding myself, obviously.
Okay.
So that'll be... Oh, this is fucking weak shit. This isn't gonna happen. Uh, 18.
18. Okay, nope, you miss. It splashes the pole just below the dish, which brings us to Marigal. She tosses and misses. Wait, hold on. You miss, and that means that... Oh, shit. Yeah, you miss, and so you end up splashing Desi and Char on the other side of you. Does anybody challenge? And I'm going to go through and see if any of the NPCs challenge.
I'm generally quite astute with my aim.
Minvian challenges.
But only
I challenge that.
House Dorada plays to win.
So we get, at this, like, the only person who thumbs up is Minvi and everybody else thumbs down.
And we know where Minvian's thumb is up.
Which means that Minvian has to drink not only Geza's, but Desi's and Char's. So he drinks a glass and a half of wine in one gulp, or in 3
Minvian's
gulps.
dead.
Yeah, Menvian's gonna die before night's end.
Oh yeah, he's already got that lazy eye, like one eyelid is just like droop.
But he's going to be marinated in alcohol, so it'll be like Coco Vaughn.
Man, he's a Templar. He's just gonna neutralize poison at the end of the night, and he won't even have a hangover.
Okay, so yeah.
On you, though, you'll have Fuchs on you. You have the right to challenge him to a duel.
True.
Okay, so Marigal, she misses, and she hits Agis and Narissa. Minvian starts to challenge, but he goes, huh? It's my turn? It's my turn? Unless anybody else would like to challenge Marigal, she drinks, as well as Agis and Narissa.
No.
Okay. There was just the most delicate of misting past you, Desi, but like no visible drops. It's one of the reasons why, like, actually, probably some of you have noticed in the past, not Ma'ak, because Ma'ak isn't a city dweller, but amongst the other ones, there's been times that you've noticed nobles late at night going home just covered in wine from head to toe in their togas. You know now. Minvian has disadvantage on all of his rolls at this point. And he definitely misses. And Agis challenges. I challenge that.
And I rolled an insight 20 on Menbian's.
You're pretty sure that he like missed it legitimately, but you know that Agis is doing this on purpose. Like Agis really dislikes Minvian.
Okay, well, I'll just nod at Agis, knowing nod and thumbs up.
Okay, so everyone thumbs up, and that means that he has to drink his and Agis's and Narissa's. And at this point, you see a big smirk, like just cross over Narissa's face, and she looks at the rest of you like, "Oh, you sly devils." Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, and sorry, it's dinner time here at the in the tent, and it is now Char's turn.
What do I want to roll?
You roll a 20-sided dice and add your dexterity modifier to tell us what you got.
Yeah, you want to get as high as possible.
Oh, can I put Can I inspire him?
Yeah.
I'll put inspiration on him.
Are you like Char?
Yeah.
Come
on, Char, you can do it. Hit the thing off the
do I have to
other
do anything
face.
for that inspiration, or was that already folded in?
That's folded in, and I think, does that give him advantage on the roll or a bonus?
If it's Bardic Inspiration, you just add that die, which I think for you is a D8 at this point.
D8.
Is that right? Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm rolling a D8 or a D20?
You're rolling a D20
20 and a D8.
Then you're rolling a D8, and then you're adding those two numbers also with your dexterity modifier, which is at the top of your character sheet.
Yeah.
10 plus 1, I guess, right? And then the 8.
Yep.
So a 19?
Well, we'll see.
2.
13.
13 total?
Yep.
Oh, man. No, you miss. So you miss and you hit. Well, let's decide. Do you want to hit Agis and Jabia or Jabia and Geza?
Geza wants to get drunk.
I think I want to hit. Who? Jebediah? What is his name?
Jabia.
Jabia and Geza, just so it looks like we're not just trying to get the other guys drunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. No one challenges. No one challenges this time. They must think that like dwarves are not good, don't have the ability to subterfuge.
That won't come back to bite them.
It's Desi's turn.
Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, I think it will work. It stumbled for a moment on a nat 20, and then it defaulted to a 2.
Lame.
Oh my god.
8.
Wait, it said that was a dex
Not
save.
now. Not now. Don't make it fall now.
Wait, was it a dex save?
That was a dex save, though.
Not a dex roll.
Oh, we could just be rolling dex. What a dumbass I am.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
you should be rolling your dex.
Oh, I wasn't rolling dex. I rolled the regular
Oh.
So did I, but we.
I mean,
added
it does the same thing, but
Yeah, but there's one less step of mental math.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
That is a better roll.
But then there's...
it's better, but it's still just a bare miss. I mean, you see the pole get splashed just below. Little flecks hit the bottom of the saucer, but nothing drips.
Is anybody mathematically capable of making this thing drip or fall?
Mathematically, yes, but it would have to be. I have to guide myself and roll good.
Yeah, like 1920.
Yeah.
Because I've got a
you didn't
dex
get
+4, and then I've got my +4 for guidance. That's it.
Keep in mind too, like without a substantial hit on the dish, like everybody would
It's
know.
a silver dish with a fruit on it. That wine is hard to make heavy.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm just wondering if like the strategy is actually to try to hit the disc or just to like make everyone drunk and cheat.
Well, I mean, like,
How does your brother win this game?
probably
That's a
through
good question.
psionics. Probably through psionics eventually. But
Can I guide myself and be inspired, or is it an either or?
I think it would be an either or because it would require an action.
Because Desi, if you
Or
inspire
a
me,
bonus
if it's
action.
a +8, then I have a chance to do this.
It's a D8.
Yeah. So I mean, that's better than my D4.
Well,
Yeah,
at any
I'll
rate,
inspire you next time.
Okay.
Desi misses, and I will give you the same choice as Char. Do you choose to hit Jabia and Geza, or Geza and Marigal?
I'm gonna hit Jabia and Geza.
Okay. So,
Yeah, let's get Jabia housed.
let's see if anybody chooses to. They know you're a bard. So,
Do they?
well, do they know? I guess they don't really know. They just know that you're from a minor merchant house. So yeah, they wouldn't know that you're a bard. So we'll nix that from the record.
Because her bardness is
Yeah.
super secret.
The jury will disregard that. Narissa looks over, kind of glances over at you, and she says, "I think you're being a scamp. I'm gonna challenge." And she puts her hand up, their thumb up.
Geza's like,
Augie,
she's not a tramp, and puts his thumb down.
not a tramp, a scamp.
Geza's drunk, so.
Oh, they're not a tramp. Squawk, squawk.
Thanks, Geza.
I mean, drink my drink.
Augie's thumbs down. Jabia waffles, but eventually goes thumbs down. Geza, I assume, goes thumbs down, right?
Oh, he did it. 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, Marigo goes thumbs down. Minvian's like, hi, thumbs up, what? And just like puts his thumb up immediately. What does Char do? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. The thumbs down have it. All right, so,
Char goes thumbs up.
yeah. Well, Narissa has to drink, and so
I give
she
her my wine.
Yeah.
Where's up?
When she hands the Kylex back to you, there is a small leather satchel about the size of a marble sitting inside the base of the bowl when she hands it back to you.
I'm gonna super bardy, not super bardy, super
Stealthy?
elfy. No, super bardy. Gonna
Super
get
elven
it
bardy.
out and pocket it without anybody knowing it ever happened.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Hopefully that's a bard skill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 16.
All right.
I got good sleight of hand.
Yeah. You take it back, and you just kind of tilt it so that it falls down, and you do that. You do a thing where your hand is down below, and it just kind of falls into your hand, and you just sweep it behind you into a pocket. And she gives
Do I
you
have any idea what it is?
Give me an insight check.
I have to keep closing and opening the window. Insight.
Nice.
23.
23.
Where were you earlier?
Well, she gives you this surreptitious wink. And then she takes her own Kylix, puts it to her mouth, and does a little ink, ink, like this, without actually drinking. You think that she just gave you a poison.
I was gonna say. I was gonna do a detect poison before I drank anything else. So she just tried to poison me.
No, she didn't try to poison you.
But she knows you're a poisoner.
She delivered you product.
I wonder if she might be the person behind the person who had me put the thing in the dwarf's pocket.
Well, remember what Omalaro said? If you play your cards right tonight, she said that she's one of Omalaro. Well, was it Omalaro? No, it wasn't Omalaro. It was Pressure Bay. Bay said she was one of the most prominent suppliers of poisons in the city, and if you play your cards right,
I do remember.
She could become a supplier for you. And so perhaps what she just delivered to you was a sample. Is kind of what you're getting. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I'm gonna look at her and I'm gonna go like this.
And only Ma'ak doesn't understand.
I mean, at this point, the amount of alcohol that's been consumed, during dinner, during the, mingling phase, and now during this, I mean, nobody even realizes. You're all just fucked. But we move on to Agis. He misses completely. He hits Minbian and Marigal. Unless anybody wants to challenge, none of the NPCs challenge.
Nah.
Jabia also misses, hitting Marigal and Minbian as well. At this point, Minbian says, I want to shmeh. I want to shmeh. I want to shmeh.
Thumbs down.
And he passes out, and he's out. He's out of the game.
Get a funnel. We're still gonna pour it in there.
Right? Oh my god!
It's now Gez's turn.
Yeah. What happens if I splash Menvian at this point?
Well, no. I mean, he's passed out. Like, that's the other rule. Like, once they pass out, it's done.
Well, he's really gonna enjoy this gladiatorial combat. This game is fucked. In meta concert, I'm like, Desi, I could use some inspiration.
Here's some inspiration for you. Maybe he's so drunk we can convince him that he sold us his fighter. Oh, we can convince him that he set her free even if she loses.
That's a great idea. We can even put the memories in his head.
Can we put a pen in his hand and make him sign a thing while he's drunk?
I bet we can do a lot of stuff to him while he's drunk. But right
Can
now,
we put shaving cream on his face, on his hand, and then take his nose with another?
Oh, what, Hoxa? Like to try to set Hoxa free?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do something useful with this fucking party.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately,
I
that would
love the-
require Kraukus to not destroy her physically. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think maybe we should put Ma'ak to that task of building some false memories for him. And maybe I can build some false documentation if need be.
I can fake his signature on something if there's a release paper or a deed for her or whatever.
I mean, in theory, there's, I don't know, bills of sale or something like it. Could we somehow win her from this stupid contest that's going on right now? Could he have bet or like anteed her somehow? Or is it
wouldn't that be a
Narissa?
simpler memory to implant that he wagered her?
One of us bet, like,
because he blacked out, he lost. That's a cleaner, I would think, a cleaner thought than building a huge backstory that can fall apart.
Solid.
I like that. Unfortunately, I rolled a 15, so even with an 8, I won't succeed.
Yeah, you miss. I mean,
You want to roll the 8 anyway, even to see if you get a drip or something?
Yeah, sure.
Well, at this point, Augius doesn't want to win. Neither does Jabia, right? Or well, Jabia may want to win because he can use that lemon to do something with.
Ignore that. That was 2 dice. This is the real deal. So I rolled a 19.
God. You guys roll 20s, over 20s so often, and nothing is going over a 20 now. What is happening?
It's just there's no modifier. It's just the dex.
No, you have your dex.
No,
dex
it's
modifier,
dex modified. But dex modified, a nat 20 for me is a 24.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going with inspiration rather than guidance to put my potential max roll up to 32.
And Cha'ar, can you use your fire abilities to make sure that pole doesn't burn through before one of you has won it?
Oh, does that happen also?
Well, yeah. I mean, eventually the pole
This is taking
will burn.
forever, and
You've only gone through like. Well, none of you there. A few of you Char is probably one of the few people who really understands how long it takes for Agafari wood to burn. You know that you have several minutes.
But also, we're
Like
splashing it with wine, so it's like diminishing the flame, right?
Or feeding it because it's alcohol.
Wine is a low alcohol content.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not really.
It's not.
Wine
It's not
isn't
grain
flammable.
alcohol. Yeah. Well, at any rate, Geza misses the dish on that roll, and once again, at this point, probably Narissa and Desi get hit. 3 of you drink. No one challenges. Marigal misses. Hits.
If I've played this before, is there? And I'm assuming I've played this with bards and scoundrels. Are there any cheats or tricks or hacks that I've seen?
Well.
Like the secret to the ring toss in the carnival, right?
You know that? What is that?
You can't. They don't fit.
Yeah.
So you can't win. That kind of idea, right? It's more. Anyway, doesn't matter.
The ultimate point of this game typically is to get everyone completely shit-faced, and hopefully somebody tosses a Kylix so that they can start getting asking questions of each other.
Doing truth or dare.
Doing truth or dare, opening up. You guys aren't there yet. Maybe another circle around, you're going to start getting disadvantage on your rolls. And that will then start to lead you down that path. It's kind of rare that anyone ever actually wins this. And like I said, you've never played it where there's fire involved. So where there's actually a time limit. But you know that this is a social game. And it's just about having fun with each other, making a mess. Maybe someone wins it, but otherwise, hopefully we get to reveal some compromising details about each other.
Okay, roll the dice. Let's do this.
Yeah. And as I said, Marigal misses. She hits Narissa and Agis, and they drink. And at this point, Agis is really starting to loosen up. Minvian is completely passed out, so they jump right over him. And we're at Sha'ar. Dwarves obviously have a much higher tolerance to alcohol in general, so it's going to take a much longer time for this to affect you. So go ahead and give me that. Give me that roll.
Dex roll +8.
Whoa.
Oh my god. So you drink and Agis and Jabia drink and like after, and this is also typical, after a few rounds, it's kind of rare that anyone challenges. That usually happens early in the game. But once you get going, it's kind of like the drinks are flowing. Desi, give me your roll.
And even if you get a mid-20, Ma'ak can just make that shit fall.
Yeah, if it's plausible, like if you can get a good splash on that dish and a drip, like that's how you know. Like your brother would always use like psionics or magic or have a servant waiting in the wings. Like psionics would be used, but it has to be plausible. Like you have to get a good hit on the dish so that the rest of the group think like, oh, that makes sense that it would topple because you got a direct fucking hit with all of that wine.
There's never been a fair game of this game played.
Yeah.
So let me ask you before my internet craps out again. I'm having this idea.
Okay.
Would it be possible for me to roll sleight of hand instead of dexterity and work with Ma'ak so that if my splash gets even close, he can knock it off?
And what would Mock do? Oh yeah, so that
far hand. Just
if you want to, I mean, like, and that's the thing too. Like yeah, if you want to do a sleight of hand versus the standard dex, absolutely. That would be the only other roll you could make as a sleight of hand on this.
Okay. Everybody,
Like a trick
you
shot.
ready, Ma'ak?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, here we go.
Sleight of hand +8.
Abort! I just
Wait, what did you roll?
A 9, but
It was a 9.
we need the +8 to make it zhuzh.
What was the unmodified roll?
A
Was
9.
it
3.
It was like a curveball gone wrong.
Yeah.
No, but the unmodified roll, was it without any modifiers?
3.
Oh,
3.
3.
Okay, so it wasn't a critical miss. You did not toss your Kylix. Okay. Okay, so Narissa biffs it also. She rolled exactly what you did. She rolled a 3. And it goes straight into the fire and it sputters and she goes, ah, shit. Yeah. And she actually, because she threw it so low, doesn't hit anyone. Also, when you threw it, like your low roll, like it also didn't hit. It hit like basically at the base of and just splattered across the floor at the base of the brazier.
Just dribbled down the front of my dress.
Agis rolls, and oh my god, rolls a 1.
Oh.
His Kylix goes sailing across the room and clatters across the floor. Narissa says, "Halt everything! We now ask questions of Agis." She looks, Jabia, what's the question you would like to ask of Agis? And Jabia goes, Agis, the question that I would ask of you is, and I always hear that, you're just like the best at growing farrow. Why? Like why are you so good at growing farrow? Like everybody else is, just, and Aggie still is comporting himself quite well. I mean, he can obviously, he's a vintner, so he can obviously hold his liquor a little bit better than everybody else. And he says, it's simple, Jibia. I treat my people well. I give them soft cushions to sleep on. I give them good food, good drink. I make sure that their life is well lived. And I do something that I learned from my days in the desert. I was studying under a druid for some time, and he taught me that if you allow a field to go fallow for a season or two, and you rotate that, it puts life back into the soil. Those are the keys, which no one else will do. Other nobles of my ilk will lash their slaves. I will hug them. Others will force them to live in pens fit only for Bazrags. I give them soft beds. I make sure that their lives are worth living on my estate. Better lives than they would ever have in the city or the Warrens. The hell that is life in Athos. That is how. Next. Geza, what's your question?
Agis, you're a man who cares about the people.
Yes.
Anyone who knows you knows this. Anyone who's spoken to you tonight, myself included, knows this. Why do you continue to be a Sabu instead of a Rais?
Sabu. Nibine. I am a Rais of several, but Sabu of many, because the alternative is destitution. Walk through the Warrens and see how the free live. They live worse lives than the ones I can give them. I am like a father, and I treat them like children. Not children in the sense of lesser, but children in the sense of I give them safety and security. I give them a place where they can live without fear. That is what we should all offer as Sabus. A place without fear.
I assume I am not privy to follow-up questions.
No, one question only. Marigal asks, Agis, I hear that you are that you know the will and the way. How did you learn the will and the way? How did you become so great? And he says, I went into the desert. I went to an oasis, and I honored the waters. I honored the waters for several months, depriving myself of everything I could, until the druid of the oasis presented himself, saw that I was hopefully worthy of his teaching. And he taught me. And it was from him. A great Thrycreen, like your friend. And that individual taught me how to tend my fields. And that is why the Astocles estate is the most prosperous in all of Tyr. But equity is something that others, like our friend Minvian, are not interested in learning about. Pass over Minvian, it's now Char's turn to question. But I think we lost Char for a second.
Char might be PPing. I think Char might be PPing.
Let's jump back to Char. We'll jump over Char to Desi. What is Desi's question?
Oh, I have many questions. I don't know which one to ask. Let me ask this. What can I do tonight to ease the pain of what's obviously been troubling you?
Well, I'm not sure if you can bring back the lives of the hundreds who were lost this morning in Shadow Square. Are you capable of that?
Has this world known anyone who ever was?
Not that I am aware. Narissa will ask, and as soon as Mark gets back, Narissa says, well, this went down a very dark path. Agis, what's the most embarrassing situation you have ever found yourself in?
This fucking party.
Yeah, and Agis says, unfortunately, I have to say that it's tonight. I don't belong here this evening. I'm sorry. A horrible tragedy struck this city today. I agreed to attend your symposium. You purchased my pharaoh fruit. And obligation meant I would come.
I'm gonna nudge Narissa and say, that was a really good try.
But jumping right back to Char, what was Char's? What would have been Char's question in this?
Can anyone in Metaconcert give me something to ask? I'm not sure even what to ask.
Char,
You don't have to ask anything.
Press him on what he said about his slaves. He said his slaves live better lives than free men.
Okay. So you say your slaves live better lives than the free. That even the best life of a slave is still a slave. It cannot be better than a free man. How do you justify that?
Take a stroll through the Warrens and tell me if you think that the lives of the free hovel living under the thumb of tyranny have better lives than what I provide. Come to my estate and tell me that they live better lives.
Pick him up on that.
That sounds like a lot of rationalizations, but I would love to see this estate for myself and see if you are telling the truth and if you have nothing to hide and if you are as benevolent as you claim you are.
I would gladly invite you to my estate.
Accepted. We'll go.
And everybody laughs, and then we work our way back around to Narissa's question, and then he basically says, "This is my most embarrassing moment." He basically says, "I shouldn't be here. This is, I'm here out of obligation, and I shouldn't be here." At which point he does actually get up and says, I forfeit my place, and good fellows. Thank you for inviting me. Narissa, I hope you enjoy the Pharaoh. I hope whoever knocks the dish from its perch enjoys it. But I must be on my way tonight. Good luck. He motions over to Craucus and then over to Hoxa. Good luck in your fight this evening. Hoxa, I hope you achieve the freedom that you seek. I hope you have the chance to go on your final fight. And Craucus, I hope that you gain a place in the fights coming up during the Festival of the High Sun. But like I said, you are all welcome at my estate. I'll let Caro.
Yes, master.
These individuals are welcome at the estate anytime they come.
Yes. I will make sure that it is so.
Good evening, all. Before I get too dizzy, I will recuse myself. You see Narissa kind of like gets a little like, oh, wait, no, you can't go so soon, and you blah, 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 but eventually he goes. You return to that. Let's make this quick. Let's go.
Leave?
He strides off with Kara,
Okay,
his
fine.
dwarven servant.
Not going to
well,
stop
Carol-
him, but as he crosses nearby, he said he studied under a Thrycreen, so maybe he understands the language. I will say in Thrycreen to him, low, so kind of only he can see, or only he can hear. And I'll say, you can run from this party, but not what brought you here in the first place. No matter how far you run, you will not outrun it.
He pauses, he gives you a glance, and then strides off.
Woo, woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo.
Let's go around. Let's go around this real quick, and let's just do some rolls like in quick succession.
Yep.
After Agis' job. God damn it.
Jobby job.
Yeah. And he misses. Geza, give me a roll.
Oh, it's bad. It's
Okay.
bad.
Marigal, bad. Char, give me a roll.
Are either Jabia or
Is this dexterity roll again?
Yeah, Dex plus 8.
Yeah, Dex or sleight of hand if your sleight of hand is better.
are
19
either?
plus 8.
So roll the plus 8. Roll the plus 8.
Yeah, nice.
And that's just in the generic, down in the corner, the generic.
Yeah, the 8 die. D8.
5.
So that's a 25.
That's a 25. We got him putting 12.
That's a chance. Wait. This is a chance.
All right.
Because you hit it full fucking on, full force,
It's
and you
tipping.
see the silver platter wobbling.
Okay,
Can we
that's
not
fine.
trigger Ma'ak?
Yeah,
Trigger
that's fine.
Ma'ak. Trigger Ma'ak.
Can I act, Aaron?
Go!
Yes, you basically been holding your action this entire time.
Yeah, no problem. All that happens is I just use far hand and make it so that the platter can't ever lay flat again. It's like there's a finger under it, right? So it just won't lie flat. Eventually,
when it goes to
wobble
tip-
and fall off.
When it goes to pendulum swing, it doesn't swing all the way down. It just
Yeah.
goes. Boop, boop.
Yep, it can't right itself. So eventually, gravity will take over, and it won't look like I knocked it with telekinesis. It's
It
just,
just,
So
like,
wait, is
slides.
the idea that is going to knock it over now or in the next over 25 hit?
I mean, it's wobbling right now, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to come back to neutral unless
Yeah.
it can't
Let's
ever
just
come
knock
back
it
to
off
neutral
now.
and it'll fall off.
Yeah, it'll
Can't fall off
instead
now.
of going to neutral, it'll slide down.
Can't we just do it now?
I'm doing it now. Yeah, I'm doing it now.
knock it off
Okay.
now.
I got you. So it wobbles, and you can see it
Yeah.
slowly
it
shifting.
slides.
Slowly shifting. Slowly, everybody's going, oh man. At which point, Minbian goes, huh? What? What's going on? What? And then you just see the dish slide, and off it goes. It falls in, and everybody goes, oh!
I'll drink to
And-
that.
I'm gonna get up and dance.
At which point,
I'm gonna
at
dance
which
with
point,
Larissa. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
her dance with me.
At which point, the dish falls into the brazier, into the flames, and one of the servants, one of the slaves, rushes up and plunges their actual hand into the fire and grabs the dish and the pharaoh fruit. Quickly, they go, ah! They scream in pain, but they pull it out. And you see Nerissa doesn't even think twice about this pain that that one of her household slaves has just gone through. Marigal winces. You also notice Jabia
Can I
wince
would
at
it
this.
behoove us to? Can I use one of my mending spells to help heal that slave's?
Not
wound?
mending.
Mending is
can.
for non-organic material.
Yeah, I mean,
You can cure though.
He pulls it out so quickly that it's just a singe like situation, but it was enough that it was painful. And you even see, like, because he rushes up between Jabia and Geza. And I don't know about you, Geza, but Jabia does lunge forward in an effort to help. But as soon as the individual pulls the dish and the fruit out of the fire, Jabia just kind of stands back a bit and then says, "Are you fine? Are you okay?"
I've got cure wounds. Can I use that?
Did they take damage?
It doesn't look like it. Like, you just see like some like singe, a little bit of smoke rising from the hair on the back of their arm. At which point they immediately walk it over. They place the fruit back onto the dish and they hand it to you, Cha'ar, saying nothing. They hold it in front of you.
What am I supposed to do? Just take it?
Take it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Nerissa says, Cha'ar, you have won the fruit. Congratulations. Are we done now? Can we watch this fight?
Yeah. I just want to approach the slave and say, "Thank you. That was unnecessary." And I grab their hand like in solidarity, but I do slip them.
The tongue.
No, I slip them one
Finger.
No. I slip them one ceramic.
Okay.
I was
in
worried
the
what
hands
Tom
that
was
I
saying
clasp
next.
them, there's a ceramic in that hand.
And he says, "Thank you, kind sir." Doesn't look you in the eye. Bows and then walks off.
Before they walk off, I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. Good sir.
Okay.
Do you believe him, Geza, or is that like your mom saying, "No, I'm fine.
I mean, I guess I'll do an insight roll.
Yeah, give me an insight roll.
Well, it's bad.
It just sounds a little suspicious.
It's a bad roll, and it's a 13 total.
13 total. It's hard to say, but you're on the cusp. You're on the cusp, so it's somewhere between, like, I don't know, maybe they are, but I kind of feel like they're not. I kind of feel like they probably like burnt themselves a little bit.
Can I don't even know what role this would be, but like, can I think of anything else that I could do for them right now?
I don't know. Could you?
Don't you have like a slight healing spell?
I don't. I'm tapped.
I've got cure wounds, so when it comes back to me, I can do that for them.
I just, before they walk away, I don't release my hand. I actually continue to hold their hand, and I'm like, "My friend who won, he can heal your hand if it's hurt."
He says, "No, good sir. I'm fine. I'm fine. Truly, I'm fine."
In meta concert, I'm going to say to Geza, tell them there will be no strings attached to this. If they're in pain, I can heal them out of sight, subtly, I want to repay them for what they've.
You might just want to do it anyway. The slave will never ask for the help.
Yeah, just
can
walk
I do that?
up.
Can I heal someone without consent?
You can walk up to them and touch their shoulder and oh hey, thanks buddy, and do whatever you want.
Cool, I'll do
Is
that.
healing
I want to
rare?
do that.
Super rare. Super rare.
Because if healing's rare, we can actually make a spectacle of this.
No, this is for private. The people here don't want to see this.
Yeah, I think if we heal the slave and that gets the word goes out amongst the other slaves that we're it behooves us. If we do it publicly, I think we're calling way too much attention to ourselves.
The wrong people know too early, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
right, so what do I have to roll?
If he refuses to accept a healing, I will let go of his hand, but just be like, well, let me know if you need anything. And then I'll be like, Char, go touch him.
Good touch,
Yeah,
not bad touch.
Yeah. You get a sense that this individual isn't going to ask you for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, well, I gave him a ceramic from the inventory, and he's trying to rush off, right?
Yeah, he's trying to leave. So obviously not draw the ire of his.
Right. I don't want to endanger him in any way. So
yeah.
If I can track that individual and I'll maybe see him during the fight, I'll slip him some more something.
You could probably, I mean, like once the fight starts, you could probably slip away and find him.
Yeah.
Okay, so having said that, moving forward, it is time for the fight. Let me use the restroom real quick, and we're gonna get this fucking shit on.
Everybody gird your freaking loins. Here it goes.
I'm gonna put us on. We'll be right back because I also have to potty.
All right.
That's fine. That's fine. We
Yeah.
hate geese.
Okay, and we're back.
A geese is a rapist, and so is Thomas Jefferson, and probably a geese.
and all gooses.
Ducks are necrophiliacs.
There you go. Just get it on the record.
Yeah, remember, there is no consensual relationship that exists between a enslaver and an enslaved. So,
Or a duck and a goose.
yeah, or a duck and a goose for that matter, or a frog and a raccoon.
All right, you ready, Crowcus?
Yeah, and there's a reason why I said frog and raccoon, because motherfucking frogs. No, not frogs. Okay,
Raccoons
this is gonna get
fuck
this
frogs?
is gonna get no. This
Wait,
is gonna get
no,
fucking
no.
dire.
Don't care, dude.
No, like I woke up this morning because I have a pond. I have a pond back here that it's full of toads, and I walked out and I saw a toad sitting in the pond, and there was like blood floating in the water around it, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on with my toad?" And I walked out, and all of its feet had been eaten off by a fucking raccoon. All 4 feet. Like the rest of the toad was fucking fine. But all of its feet were eaten off, little bones sticking out. And I was like, you motherfuckers who sit there and go, oh my God, trash pandas. Like, oh, they're so adorable. We gotta love fucking raccoons. It's like, no, they're fucking sociopathic, psychopathic fucking monsters.
They
What do
live
they
off
do to
of
my fucking toad?
hands and feet.
Aaron, do you eat chicken?
Yeah, but I don't torture them.
He doesn't
I
eat
eat them.
the
It wasn't
hands
like the
and feet
raccoon
off of
was
live
wearing
chicken.
like a gimp mask. The raccoon was hungry. That's it.
Like,
That's
just
Darwinism.
for that the fucking.
Did you
feet
kill
of
the
that
toad? Did you put the toad out of its misery?
Oh my, no, it was already dead.
Oh,
So yeah, it was already dead. Yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah.
that's the.
Yeah, they're my
you
toads.
can hang it
like,
up as a warning to the other toads.
Those are my only pets. The toads that dwell in my pond, those are my pets, and I'm very protective of them. And so I hate raccoons because.
Well,
of that.
you should get battle toads for your pond. Then they could stand up to the raccoon menace.
Yeah.
Or those crazy South American toads that are full of like hallucinogens.
God.
Yes, those guys
You
too.
come out and all the raccoons be like tripping. They'd all be looking at
Right.
each other and licking their faces.
The raccoons will have a self-evaluation moment.
Well, I came to the realization.
Like ayahuasca.
I know why humanity.
Go back and
loves
introduce you to Jesus.
Yeah, I know why humanity loves raccoons, because they are like us. They're psychopaths like us, and that's why humans like them for some reason.
They're opportunists.
Yeah, they will torture and maim. At
Well, it
any
sounds like you're
chance
trying
they
to
get.
teach critical raccoon theory. So that.
Okay, so
The problem is
it is time.
Disposable tongue.
You have gained the coveted Agafari fruit as well as the silver dish. And at this point, Narissa stands up. Agis has left. The rest of the group come. And it is now time for the fight. You leave, you exit out of the basin of the fountain. The water is let loose once again to pour into the basin. It starts to fill up, and one of
I need another bathroom break.
one of Narissa's enslaved servants comes forward and says, "It is time. It is now time for the fight for which we have all come here this evening." Crocus, the half giant, versus Hoxa, the Jaez Thrycreen.
Oh, they fight in water?
No, they drained the water.
No, they drained the water for you to sit in, but now it's filling back up. It's only like 1.5 feet deep. You guys are like 12 feet tall, so it's not really a thing for you.
But it's cinematic as fuck.
It's definitely a John Woo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a.
You're gonna fly in front of the camera at one point.
The camera is right on the fucking bottom of the basin as water begins to pour in, and we see right like on either side of camera, we see big fucking obsidian black insectoid feet splash down on either side of the camera, just taking up the entire wide screen. And opposite, we see fucking Craucus stand there. Maybe even like an electric crackle of lightning from a dust storm overhead illuminates momentarily the rippling fuse of fucking Craucus as he stands there and like all the veins just fucking ripple forth in your body. Of course, neither of you have weapons, but you can present to each other, and you are both motioned to stand just about 5 feet apart from each other as this bout is about to begin. So
I'm screaming like I'm in a stadium with like thousands of people.
Yeah. Now, before this begins, the one thing that's going to happen before this begins is the rest of the party. Now, and one thing to keep in mind is that there were a lot of other party goers in this at tonight. They were all dining in separate places. They did not partake of the game that you played. They were all in different areas, but now everyone is surrounding, and probably about 24 or so individuals all told. Bets start to take place. Would anyone like to
we
bet?
should have gotten in on that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
How does that work, and where do I give my money? And
Basically,
I mean, by my money, I mean our money.
Basically, this isn't like like a standard betting situation. This is just like people are putting up money for who they think is going to win, and then that money is going to get distributed to the side that actually wins. So
can we bet that Hoxa goes free, and then I'd like to talk to Ma'ak and Ja'ar about our machinations?
Oh, you're going to do like side bets?
Why don't Menvian is already 3 sheets to the wind, so Desi just needs to pick up a conversation with him. Menvian, before you passed out, you made a wild bet. Are you still willing to honor it? What are you talking about? Oh, the bet that Hoxa would go free in exchange for the feral fruit.
Well, I thought we would do something a little bit more secure, which was to say, like, maybe who would win the feral fruit, and he bet that nobody would knock it off, and I bet that somebody would. So he's already lost. And
however you want to do it.
Well, regardless, meta concert. Regardless of who wins freedom, Hoxa and Craucus will not fight any less ferociously.
She's likely to kill him.
If her freedom's already been won, she will fight just as hard.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just betting that she goes free, which means we win either way.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't need to know.
I'm betting that Craucus will win. Craucus, will you win?
So you're talking to me. Like, my breathing is starting to change. I'm this close to just letting it out.
He's
so
this is meta concert. This isn't even out loud.
Yeah.
In your mind, you hear Craucus, will you win?
Just like, you don't get words back, you just get like emotions, and you feel like this, like the storm is blowing in. You feel that all I'm feeling is just instinctual rage, and I'm just starting to breathe, and it's just
okay. I'm gonna do an insight body language check on both of them.
I can hear you.
Okay, Wanderer, I'm doing an insight body language check on both of them. I don't know if I need to do that individually, but I'm going to click Insight, and I'm going to give myself guidance on that, which is going to be pretty fucking dope, I got to say. Let's see. So that's a 27 to Insight body language.
That's important.
And that's where the money's going.
Hey,
We can't hear you. Are you kidding? Is this a serious proposition that you will yell from another room?
I'm sorry. I was grabbing something that I needed as just a visual aid.
So
Okay,
inside
say that
body
again.
language, 27. I'm looking at them and deciding who's gonna win and where the money's going.
An inside body language check for the two of them. I mean, they're both fucking ramped up beyond capacity.
Geza's aware that Hoxa, and you were saying Hoxa earlier. Is it Hoxa or Hoxa?
Did I say? I think it's Hoxa.
Okay, Hoxa. So Hoxa is missing at least one limb.
Yeah.
Disabled. Crocus has fucking ass worms or whatever the fuck. Disabled to a certain extent. Who looks stronger?
These are the two. So these are the two of them.
I'm seeing the sinew. I'm seeing the entry of the ring. Where's my money going?
Yeah.
Oh, Hawks has got the
And
external.
This is a true one-to-one equivalency of their size to each other. The only thing that's missing is that she should have another arm right here.
But she doesn't.
No. This is where her arm is missing. But on this mini, there should be another arm right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, inside body language. 27.
Which one did he drop?
Oh, God damn it.
I'm sure they're
Which
both.
one fell first?
If one fell and broke, is this a sign?
We're
I
fine.
think so.
Don't worry about it. No, I accidentally dropped Hoxa and she broke. But she broke where she was already broken before.
Well,
Which I had to glue.
In her
gotta
soul?
say,
Yeah.
thematically
In her-
appropriate.
The gods
yeah.
have spoken.
Sounds like an oracle to me.
Yeah.
And would I like her to be free? Yes, after her destruction in the ring.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Body language, insight check, 27. Placing a bet based on that insight check.
Oh, God, placing a bet. I can't. I can't.
Your
predict-
money, though, right?
I can't.
Our
predict
money.
I cannot predict the future of how these rolls will go, but you have a sinking sensation that Hoxa is the more powerful warrior.
Okay, I'm literally gonna bet a shitload of money on Hoxa then. I'm not gonna tell anyone, but
We're still in meta concert. We all know.
this is between
No,
me
you
and the
can
DM.
actually choose to share in metaconcert.
And hide.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not
Keep it from us
telling
if you
anybody.
wanted.
I'm not telling anybody, but I'm betting. God damn it. My fucking spin wheel is doing magic over here on my money. Okay.
Scar, don't let him near your silver bowl or your pharaoh's heart.
Yeah.
I'm betting 20 ceramic on Hoxa.
Okay.
Because without knowing that he's gonna do that, because I'm a cheat and a lousy person, in all of my cheering, I might imbue a bit of inspiration, which Crocus has the he actually, like, rereading it, he can choose whether or not to roll after he's rolled. So, like, if he ever rolls something and he wants to roll an extra d8,
He can't.
Crocus, you have that option, but you don't have to take it.
Okay.
How long does that
Okay.
last? Like a minute,
10 minutes.
or an hour?
So
1 minute?
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. That's fucking more than this battle.
this, all right. He's going, I'm going to have to roll some sort of check to be aware of that, because Crocus is about to fall into something.
Crocus
just
doesn't have to
yell.
be aware. You as a player are aware because that's a meta thing anyway.
Yeah. But to for in game, I want to play it like he is, he's
I'll yell.
completely bestial.
I don't think you need to give yourself any more handicaps you already got, buddy. But
It's
whatever.
more fun for me this way.
Fine, great.
Yeah.
Win.
The
Or don't,
attitude-
because
the
we'll get
attitude.
richer if you don't.
Got more than one masochist here.
And
Are we gonna? Okay, so like,
Wait,
who's
but
betting
when they-
what on who?
is there an intro? Is there like an introduction of them as they enter the ring or anything like that?
I mean, the bard comes back out and says, in this corner we have the beast of blah, 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 the black beetle of the fucking Deadlands, the annihilator of some fucking dude she killed a long time ago, the whatever. In this corner we have the half giant of Nibonay.
So when he says
the
half giant,
11 and a
Nibonay-
half foot,
wait.
750 pound. Go ahead.
When he starts saying anything about Craucus, an echo starts to happen on every word that he says. Half giant of Nibonay. And then as Craucus steps into the water, every footstep that he takes, a tremor is felt and heard by everyone. And every
what
step
magic
that
are
he
you?
takes
What
into-
magic? What ensorcelment, enchantment are you casting upon this townhouse?
I'm alternating between thaumaturgy and prestidigitation, which I can cast multiple of each as I need to. And this is as he steps into the water, smoke and sparks rise from his ankles as they enter the water, so that every step is like sizzling lights and smoke. It's all bullshit, but it looks awesome. And so the introduction and the step in is fucking fire.
At 10.5 feet and 562 pounds on this side, hailing from the dead land south of Tyr, we have Hoxa the Jaez. And in this corner, at 11.5 feet, at 752 pounds.
1,200 pounds.
1,200 pounds.
I weigh 1,200
At
pounds.
1,200 pounds, hailing from Nibonay, we have the Gladiator, the Conquistador, the Destroyer of, I don't know, little men, Craucus.
Destroyer. Craucus.
Both of you give me a initiative check.
Before the fight starts, because I don't want to interrupt
10.
the fight once it starts, I
Wait
would
a
love
minute.
to be in cahoots with Ma'ak and Sha'ar about like to use this time to set up our sting against Menvian. But we can do that after the fight. But I want to say
Okay.
like this is the time we'd use to do it.
Also,
Okay.
as Craucus is stepping in, I do put my feathered talon on him and I say, like, you've got this. And I do guide him, even though I bet against him. So,
Guide him on initiative.
yeah,
So what is it? That gives him an extra D4.
+4, yep.
All right, so then
Oh, 4. So 14.
all right.
14. Okay. Minvian, who should give a shit about Hoxa, is passed out.
Well, he woke up for a brief bit. Did he fall back asleep?
I mean, he's so fucking wasted at this point. I mean, utterly fucking annihilated. I mean, his wife and children are still wandering around. I mean, and that's the other thing I forgot to mention. Like, I mentioned it early on, but I, didn't really talk about it later. But his children are just the fucking worst.
One would only assume.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
probably the
so-
same. It's probably the same bonus, but you rolled deck save instead of initiative for Hoxa. I assume it's the same.
No, I just rolled I rolled. Oh, I did roll this, but it is the same thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Well-
it is the same thing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Craucus, we tried.
You can see what my numbers are?
Yes, sir.
God
You got
damn it!
20
Well,
on
I'm
that
not
initiative.
I'm not rolling on D&D Beyond anymore. Like what the fuck? Not that I'm trying to cheat. I just,
The theater of the mind is spoiled by these numbers.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so but either way, whether I rolled, it's the same roll either way. But yes, the two of you square up against each other as the waters of this fountain or this pool begin to fill around your ankles. And the bard, who steps in the middle and announces the two of you in his bombastic Skeletor fashion, basically holds a bone, like this bone rod, like this very long bone femur between the two of you. And it has a piece of silk draping from it, which is sort of standard in these kind of one-on-one bouts. And you're just waiting for him to raise it.
Now, what's the win condition that's been clearly stated, I assume?
What do you mean the win? Oh, the win is... Okay, so this is non-lethal. So it's a submission bout. And that is either at the discretion, either one of the two of you tap out, or the bard, who is overseeing this fight, calls it.
What's the humidity?
The humidity? about 0.5%.
I thought you said what was the wind condition?
No. Barometric pressure.
Yeah, it's dropping. Storm's coming. Winter is coming. At any rate, he holds that staff out, that bone staff out. It has the silk flag. He calls for silence, and then he says, "Begin!" And he pulls the staff up. At which point, fucking Hoxa lunges at you, Craucus, with speed that you were not expecting from her massive bulk. And her appendages fly at you like obsidian blurs. And before you know it, okay, she swipes out at you with 9 assaults.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I should have bet more money on her.
I told
What's
you
your
she's gonna
AC?
take it
What's
far.
your AC? Real quick.
16.
16. Okay. So actually, you know what? I should be doing this over here. So
I just didn't want to be responsible for losing all of our money.
I would just like to say that I have a contingency plan for this plot with Menvian.
Oh, Menvian's fucked one way or another, yeah.
you said 16?
Yeah. You rolled another dex check?
No, because she's using Dex to hit you.
I thought you
just
were going to start rolling physical dice. What happened?
Well, because
that's fine.
I'm just saying, we can see all of this.
No, and that's fine. I want you to be able to. I want you to see these. So that's
Okay.
that's 1, 2, 3,
God damn, 9 attacks.
4,
She's got a lot of limbs.
5, 6.
Remember that one time when
Inspiration works
7.
with saving throws.
He doesn't get a save. This is an armor class issue.
8.
And he hasn't acted yet, so he's technically flat-footed. I don't know if you have a 16.
Oh, so only 4 of the 9 attacks hit you as she lunges forward.
Only 4?
Only 4 of the 9 attacks hit you, and they do...
Wait, what the fuck? 8, 9, okay, 8, 17, 26, and 30, 32 points of damage on the first attack. As she lunges at you and swipes. With
I'm
flurry
sorry.
of fucking.
I'm pretty sure that's 32. Just putting that out there.
32. Okay.
And Kraukus, I will honor your wishes and not intervene.
You could cheer. That was always fine.
However,
Yeah.
At which point, everyone
say,
around, like quite a few people around the circle cheer as Hoxa lays fucking into you with her full force.
any fucking movement that Kraukus makes, there will be a booming sound. Any step he takes, it's going to be like the fucking earth is shattering under him. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
So are these slashing or blunt attacks?
Slashing. She's using claws.
Okay. All right. So as she pummels me, it seems like I'm, caught completely unaware. And as soon as she lashes out her last, I take one step back out and I let out a guttural "Ah!" And I assume I go onto all fours, and as I do that, you see my entire posture change. I suddenly assume this completely different way of moving, and I am now resistant to slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing attacks, and I am going to take my hands, which now appear claw-like, and I'm going to slash at her.
Okay.
First to hit was a 24.
And that hits.
So okay, here it is. I do 13 damage with that first attack.
Hold on a second before you do that, before you end this. Hold on. Wait.
So does Form of the Beast happen after the damage or before the damage?
What do you mean?
You're
No, I didn't
resistant.
fly into a rage. I didn't fly into a rage. Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Your resistance you were talking about. Does that happen after you took the damage or before you took the damage?
Because I didn't fly into a rage first. From now on.
Okay.
Okay. Just a second.
Also, I want to know personally. It says Form of the Beast : bit. What is the rest of that?
Okay.
So, I clicked the wrong thing. So in actuality, she would have taken 11 damage.
11 damage.
11,
Okay.
not 13. That was my bad.
Okay.
So I can bite, I can claw, and I can tail. So that's I am going to eventually bite her. But that was a swing of my claw because I can swing twice with my claws.
Oh, okay. You hit bite instead of claw, but
Yeah.
okay. On our side, it just looks like, or on my side at least, it looks like bit ...
Yeah, no, it's bite.
So you claw out at her, slash across her carapace. A green ichor begins to spill, and she stumbles backwards.
Okay. I take another swipe at her. 25 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that hits.
For 10 more damage.
Okay. At which point, she brings one of her arms up and swipes.
Is that a reaction or an attack?
This is a reaction.
Okay.
That she's taking, and basically deflects your attack entirely.
Okay.
Let me note this because that was going to take superiority die. Okay. And wait, let me see.
Again,
wait,
anything
no, this wasn't a superiority die.
not just footsteps, but anything Crowcus does is going through a megaphone. It's just going to be louder. Louder crunches, louder bites, louder hits.
It definitely has an effect on the audience.
I'm trying to intimidate, but really I'm just trying to put on the best show possible for Crowcus.
Yeah. For faux show.
One way or another, he's a fierce competitor.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else you can do do your turn?
No, I am preparing a reaction.
Okay. So she comes barreling back at you, and a flurry of strikes again. Not 9 this time, but 6 attacks come pulling into you.
Okay.
Yeah, keep rolling low. Keep doing those low ones.
What's your AC?
16.
Fuck that.
That's 1. 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm going to lash out at her with my tail, which for this moment is just my foot, to upset her balance.
What does that do?
It increases my armor class by 8, so it is now at 24.
Nice.
For all of those?
It doesn't say. It says if a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use a reaction to swipe your tail and roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled, potentially causing the attack to miss you. So I'm assuming it's
so
just
you can
once.
only use that once.
Yeah,
it sounds
so
like
I did.
that.
So instead of 4, it's 3 hits.
Okay.
Bummer.
That makes
I want
sense.
that to be across all of them.
That'd be so dirty.
9, 17, and 23 points of damage.
Okay, so I take 12.
Animal affinity wouldn't work on this creature, would it?
It might make communicating with me easier.
No, she meant
Yeah. And yeah, it's your turn.
and probably not.
Okay. I am going to start lashing out at her. So she strikes me, and it seems to have less of an effect, and I come back extra ferocious. So she batters me, only catching 3 as I am suddenly able to catch up with her speed a little bit better now. It's 21 to hit with that first one.
That hits.
For 9.
9. Okay.
Natural
Add
20.
if you like.
Holy shit, nat 20.
That's right.
Wait. Hold on. Let me log that first 9.
No, I'm going to clap anyway.
Okay, go ahead on that nat 20.
So how does it automatically work for the damage, or do I just double the number?
You double
it
the number
already
before...
did it. It did it for me. And I barely rolled a 1. So 11 damage on the second one.
11.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay.
And I prepare for her next attack on all 4s.
Yeah, and she's gonna parry that shit again. So that's gonna be. Wait a second. What is that?
Oh, hold on.
Die is at 8.
I have not. She's taken more damage than that. It didn't calculate my rage.
Uh-oh.
How many times have
what's
I
your
hit?
total?
How many times has she taken damage from me? 2 or 3?
Let's check the history.
This will be the 3rd.
Okay, so she's taken 6 more damage.
So total would be 17?
Well, add 6 to whatever. Just subtract 6 from her current HP.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I haven't logged the last number yet.
So, yeah,
which was 11.
It's 2 for every time I've hit her.
17 if you're about to subtract 11.
Yeah, okay, so it's 17, but she's going to use...
But the 6 won't be... Whatever this parry thing or you're about to do wouldn't be across all 6. It would just be against 2 of the 3 hits.
Wait,
Because the rage adds 2 to each damage.
Each
right?
time I've hit her, she would take 2 additional damage.
yeah, so this particular attack would be 17.
Well, this particular would be 13, but there's
13.
4 previous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've already gone through those previous attacks.
But he wasn't adding it at that time.
Yeah, the D&D Beyond is broken, so you
It
have to
didn't.
add
It
4
didn't
more.
automatically calculate my extra 2 damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
So 4
Six.
unaccounted for damage.
There's 4 unaccounted for damage, so I need
If
to
you're
lower...
not going to do anything to this damage roll,
Well,
then
the
you can just
problem
make it-
is the last time that she parried was she parried more damage than you inflicted on her.
So that would have removed 2 then. So then
No,
there
it would
be-
have removed an extra 4 from what she rolled.
How does? If she's parrying one attack, how does she take away?
Yeah, it would
damage
be
from
one
another
attack.
one?
So per attack that she parries, it would be 2. So if she parried an attack successfully, it would remove 2, so it would be 4 instead of 6 that are unaccounted for.
Okay, so now
Okay,
what's
just subtract
what's
4 to
unaccounted?
1.
So there's
Just
2.
subtract-
There's
So right now, what is she subtract? What damage is she taking right now?
4 more than the 13
Well-
you just did.
for this attack, it would be 13.
13.
However, there's 2 unaccounted for. So if she does anything to this attack, it won't affect.
No. I'm going to go ahead and reduce. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more damage. So now she's down there. And for this last attack, it was
What?
13, right?
13, yeah.
13. Okay. So she's going to use superiority die, and she's going to subtract that amount. That is going to be 13 points of damage that she reduces. And so that was how many points of damage did you just do to her?
Well, it was 13. I mean, it was 11 plus the 2 unaccounted for.
Okay, so she parries once again. But I am going to have to subtract that superiority die from her set. Okay, yeah, so once again, you lay into her, and she comes back up with the thick carapace on her forearm and takes and swipes your claw aside. Is there anything else you can do this turn?
I am preparing myself for a reaction.
Okay. So, she...
I just
Okay.
I want to interject.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say or do anything. However, the smell of shit, the smell of Craucus's shit is going to fill her nostrils again.
Oh, so she'll want to eat him even more?
I thought she might want to fuck him, but you know, whatever. Last time it had an aphrodisiac or calming effect. So that's what I was going for.
Okay. So, well, at God.
You
I mean,
do
like-
what you will with that.
But
No
you're
one knows.
casting... But wait, what spell is this?
It's either thaumaturgy or prestidigitation. I don't remember. Let me look.
Yeah, okay. So it can't really affect...
No. It's
yeah.
it's for you to decide. I just want you to
Yeah.
know that she's smelling his shit. That's it.
I mean, she's a gladiator. How many times did they smell shit?
I just know that she loved his shit previously. That's all I'm saying. I'm putting it
Yeah,
out.
but is it the smell of a predator smelling shit? Yeah, anyway,
I don't know. You
Well,
tell me.
yeah.
It's for
no,
you to decide.
I'm telling you, it has no effect on her at this point.
Okay.
She's a seasoned gladiator. She's smelled quite a lot of involuntary defecation.
Sure. Great.
And she lunges forward at you once more with her flurry of attacks. No. Okay, here. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3. 3 attacks hit.
Okay.
But also she comes at this point lunging for you, hissing, and you smell fumes of acid on her breath. And first, we're going to do damage on these.
Okay, I upset her balance on one of the attacks by kicking forward with my right leg. And
how does that function?
I added 7 to my armor class. So for that was a 23.
Okay. So 2 of those 3 hit.
Okay. You'll have to tell me the acid damage separately.
Well, no, the acid damage is it doesn't actually like the acid damage is more of a manifestation of her rage. It's not actually an assault against you.
Okay.
So 11 and then 11, so that's 22. Okay. But on top of that, as she comes forward to you, you see this rage, and she rises up. Her vast insectile horns come around, scraping the ceiling and down. Give me a wisdom savings throw. DC 17.
That's
DC
his
17.
best roll, so he's got them.
Yeah.
Okay.
DC 17.
And can I use the things that they gave me now?
You can use the thing that Desi gave you.
What's that?
Yeah, whatever you can add to your.
Well.
Oh fuck.
So D8.
There's no way it'll work. So.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
Okay, so you take the 22. You are now frightened of her, and you flee until the end of her next turn.
Fuck.
Oh. That's bad for the brand.
How does that function with me in a rage? I thought I got what's it called?
Is that advantage?
Yeah, I thought I got advantage.
Do you? Tell me.
Well,
I thought so, but let me pull up
again?
the book because.
Or does that mean she rolls again?
We'll check it.
Well, if you get if you have disadvantage, then
no, he has advantage on fear.
Oh, well then you would roll.
Yeah, twice. I just want to double check
on that. You would roll at disadvantage twice.
So he would
the
roll
way I would rule that.
He would roll
why would I have disadvantage?
Well, wait a second. No,
you're doubling down on something.
No, you would roll twice
and choose the highest roll.
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess I am just scared. All right.
No. Kraukus rolls a second time, and you choose the highest of the two
does
rolls.
he?
No.
Did you look that up or no?
I'm looking it up. No, I think that used to be a thing,
rage.
but it's not in 5th edition.
Well, 5th edition is bullshit.
Right. Okay.
Officially lodging a complaint, strongly worded letter.
Okay.
Yeah. Which means that you also take an additional 7 points of damage on this. Just so you know.
Wait, an additional 7 point on top of the 22?
Yeah, listen. She's doing to you a menacing attack. When you hit with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die, which you did, to add the total to the damage roll, and the target must make a wisdom savings throw, DC 17. On a failure, it is frightened of you until the end of your next turn. So you take an additional 7, and you are frightened of her.
Okay, so I can't do anything until she attacks me again?
Until she attacks you again.
All right.
And she does so. Does she attack full force, or does she try to grapple and bite you? I think at this point, this is usually when she would probably try to grapple and bite. She lunges forward towards you and attempts to grapple. This is an opposed check.
Even though I'm frightened?
Yeah, even though you're frightened, this is an opposed check. A grapple is always an opposed check. So you can either use strength, you can either use acrobatics or athletics.
Okay.
And for her, it's always strength.
Okay.
And you can use the guidance if you want.
Oh my god, and I rolled a natural 20.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Even unmodified, I got a 21, so...
Do you want to use your inspiration?
No, because I don't think my inspiration would add a d4. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go down this time anyway.
It would be a d8.
All right.
Yeah. She comes...
That makes it a 24.
She lunges... And
so it doesn't matter.
Like, no, I mean, it's close, actually. It's actually quite close. You're stronger than her, but not by a whole lot. She lunges forward, rises up. Her two appendages, or two main appendages come forward, wrap around you, pull you tight. You then feel a claw come punching in. Let's see if that actually does anything. Actually, I'll do that here on D&D Beyond. It does. It does. Oh, well, 6 points of damage. She then comes down for a bite. Which hits. And you feel venom course.
No!
Right through your veins. And the venom, which is not here for some reason, but that's hold on just a second. Oh wait, no, I have it here. Sorry. Yeah, there it is. 1d4 plus 5. Okay. No, what is this? Ignore that number. An additional 6 points of damage of venom.
So,
but you're still grappled.
So I took. How much damage did I just take?
What was the first number? It was 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
6 and 6, so 12 total.
Since that was lethal damage, I'm now dying.
Oh, you were unconscious?
Yep. And it was lethal damage, so I'm not unconscious. I am dying.
Okay, you're dying.
If I see that, the moment that happens, I fly. I don't just run. I fly over to him and touch him.
Okay, well, as you fly over, she feels you go limp. She releases you. You fall into the water. She raises up, arms wide, and goes... and swipes around. And you see the bard rush in and go, enough! Game! You fly in and you land upon Craucus. The bard stops. Everybody raises up and cheers. I mean, like Narissa and the others, all the others, the group of you obviously do what you do. What does Craucus do? Or not Craucus, sorry. What does Geza do?
I spare the dying, so he's...
Okay.
That stabilizes me at 1, but I think I'm still unconscious.
Yeah. Yeah, and at which point, there's this moment where the crowd of you see Hoxa, stamping, ready to, just fucking plow her great fucking horn into Craucus. But the bard steps in and says, enough, it's over.
I'm over there instantly, touching him, and my wing is up to Hoxa.
Okay.
No fear.
Okay.
Drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
and I put another fart in her nose.
Okay. She stepped like the fart in her nose and the bard and the wind. And there's something inside you, Geza, like when she reacts, not Geza, Ma'ak, you can't help but feel she deserved this moment. Like you understand now, like she's one of your people. She now has the chance to go on her final hunt. And it's hard for you to reconcile that against your clutchmate. But you stabilize Crocus. Crocus, you come around, lying there in the water.
So I'm still unconscious, but I am stable.
Yeah, you're stable.
You're at 1 HP. I don't know
Yeah.
what it takes to recover.
Yeah, and you're just kind of in and out this fog of battle, bringing you in and out. The rest of you obviously respond how you will. You were hoping, I assume, that this went another way. But Narissa rises up and she draws from she gestures to one of the household slaves who comes forth with a dagger in a sheath, takes it and hands it to Hoxa and says, "You have won this." Meanwhile, like the great tragedy of this entire moment is that Minvian is completely fucking passed out during all of this and could give a shit.
That's not the greatest tragedy.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tragedy in the sense that the Minvian is her enslaver and could have given a shit about this, obviously.
You know what? Ma'ak might be just angry enough to do something. He's
Well,
going to
also,
go...
we were already talking about manufacturing his memory of this moment, and now the bet's even better for him. If she wins her slavery. Not just whatever. If she wins her freedom. I mean, not slavery.
But that was established when she went in, was that if she wins this, she wins her freedom, right? Like, we don't have to manufacture that at all. That was in place.
No.
Well, okay, that's what he promised. That doesn't mean anything. That's just what he said he did.
Did he promise that about this bout? Or if
No, the
it's
promise
the High Sun
was,
Games.
that if she wins tonight, she gets to fight at the High Sun Games. And if she survives that, she will have her freedom.
Yeah, so it's like Big Whoop.
But as far as manufactured memories are concerned, we could have changed the bet, and we still can. We can change it to where if she wins tonight, she wins her freedom, and she plays that next one on her own as a free combatant.
That was the conversation that we was like, okay, contingency plan if she wins, contingency plan if she doesn't win, and probably contriving 2 different documents for each of those contingencies to get frankly whatever we wanted. Like, we've made a blank check for ourselves.
I mean, Cha'ar is the only one of us who can... Well, actually, Geza, you can read and write too, at least a little bit.
I sure as fuck can.
Hoxa actually does look to you, Ma'ak, and says, "Is he alive?"
Menvian, she's talking about?
No.
Or
Crocus.
Crocus. Okay.
The Crocus.
He lives. He will live.
Good. He fought well.
As did you. You are a paramount specimen of the Ja'et.
If you vouch for me, I will vouch for him. We could fight together.
Fuck yeah.
During the high sun.
You both, know it or not, fight as one. He is no longer enslaved, but he was once like you, and he fought for the pleasure of men and women like this sleeper here. And I point to the actually unconscious, Templar at my feet. who I'm considering doing something mean to, but
You make him not my master.
we would be honored for you to join our clutch. We would fight for your freedom.
And
we
we
have
may.
we have means that we believe we may achieve it.
This. And I will go clutch with you and make Crocus famous.
He
So-
desires to fight in the high games as well. If you would join him, though, we would see it not at anyone's behest but your own.
I would join. He fights like one who has known enslavement like myself.
For many years, he did, until he earned his own freedom and found himself in our clutch.
I am sorry I almost ended him. I hope you understand what I struggle towards.
You do not need to explain your condition or situation to me. I understand only too well what you are facing. Actually, if you would like, you may join us in Metaconcert. And I will extend her that psychic invitation.
Yeah, and inside Metaconcert, you realize that she's quite elegant, actually.
Awesome.
And she says to you in Metaconcert, I have been enslaved to this wretch for too long.
How does he keep you enslaved? Why do you not simply escape?
Because the people of this wretched fucking city do not care for the likes of me.
So you would be recollected?
What do you mean recollected?
Or they would kill you if you attempted to escape?
Of course. They see me as nothing more than a beast of the wastes. I am not like you. And you're, what species of Thorkreen are you?
I am of the Giral.
Giral. I am not like you, Giral. I am Jaez. The people of the north know me not. They see me as a beast. Nothing better than a Bazrog. Because of that, I have been held in captivity for years. Allowed to come out only once, perhaps a year, maybe less, to fight against animals.
No longer, no more will you suffer this fate. So, in Metaconcert, we were already discussing ways to trick your master, but in essence, he is drunk enough that he might agree to believe what we implant in him in the first place. You may not know you may not know the markings being of the Jaez, but you should know I am Tekchakak.
Wise man.
And telepathy is my discipline. The dominion of the mind is mine.
I know. You guide me, Tekchakak. I will follow. It has been long since my youth, and I have not known Tekchakak since then.
That is too long to go without Getokchak.
Yes.
Far too long. But my clutchmates, while they are sleepers, they are of a singular breed and trustworthy. They have proven themselves in Ma'ak many times. Ma'ak meaning those who fight together. We have fought together many times.
Yeah. Then do what you can.
With pleasure. Congratulations on your victory.
Are there any terms that we should add to this contract? Terms.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Easily enough, you could just catch him in something, right? In theory, he passed out during that party, but didn't one of you splash him with wine? Doesn't he owe you a question? Could you make him answer truth or dare? And if so, the question is easy. Did you really intend to free Hoxa if she won the game? If he lies, or either way, I can actually know if he lies.
I mean, you could certainly can probably convince him of that at this point. Even
Yeah,
though
we can
he
make him
wasn't.
feel like he owes us that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, and in doing so, he could just admit that he was never going to let her free, and then, or the other contingency is like, oh, she's infected. She gave Kraukus butt beetles or whatever.
Yeah. Will
But he wasn't going to set her free tonight. He was going to set her free subsequently. So if we make the contract so she's freed tonight, then we don't have to ask him anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Then she could just be part of our clutch even before.
Okay. I mean, I don't think Ma'ak should be the one to talk to Menbian. I don't actually want him to know I'm telepathic at all, since we tricked him with that part.
What I would like to do is, with the assumption that we set this all up while the fight was happening, or even before
Right.
the fight started, like the idea that, Char and I and anybody who would help would abscond to get some paper to write out something, I blank agree to give blank if no one wins, terms, and then if we could wake him up just enough to sign it. And then when this bout is over, I can go over and just hand him the thing he signed. And there's an end.
I mean, you're a forger, right? I mean, I think you're the one to do it.
I
so.
know I was a forger when we started the game, initially.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am
Yeah,
in
you
E5.
don't know how to read and write, so. But Geza has.
I do.
Yeah,
With
you
our
can-
powers combined, perhaps.
But Geza is engaged in the fight, making everything
Not
spectacular.
until the end, though.
Not
all this
until
is
the
going
end.
on.
But we also have Char, who can read and write just
Right.
fine. So all he has to do is make up the document, and then if we can just wake Menvian up enough, if he's drunk enough. I imagine really, really rich people get woken up from drunken stupors and told, "Can you please sign this?" A lot.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can get him to actually sign it.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
Also, perhaps he doesn't have to, and we can just tell him he did.
But if we get him to actually sign it, and we plant a fuzzy false memory that he did, done and done.
That's better.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Ma'ak has never tried to share a false memory, but in theory, he could sit around and imagine something that didn't happen and then share that memory, right? So.
But if I imagine it, if I use my imagination, can you not share my imagination?
Who's
You could
got
share
the
through
best
metaconsole, you could do
imagination
it.
role? Who
It's
has?
just Ma'ak has perfect memory, and so he could probably have a very convincing lie.
What would be an equivalent imagination role? Would that be persuasion?
Yeah.
Probably. You're convincing someone, right? So.
Yeah.
I have no persuasion.
Or deception.
I have a +6 in persuasion and a +9 in deception.
So deception
Okay,
is
Desi's doing it.
deception is not only the thing that makes the most sense, but also the thing that you have the highest roll in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I
think
do
that's
it?
cool. I think that's
Yes.
cool. I mean, you can make up a drunken memory. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
If
we
you
wanna-
make up the memory and
This
we
would be-
all review it, we'll know if
Yeah.
it looks good.
This would be a good button for tonight and a way to end this.
So
part.
try and we'll weigh in on if we do it.
Okay, here we go. Ah! 11. I got an 11.
But you can inspire yourself.
I don't think I can.
And, well, wait, no, I'm going to give you advantage because he is shit-faced.
That's
That makes
true.
sense.
And we had time to plan and whatever, right? I
But
mean, we've
wait,
been
can
doing
you not
nothing.
inspire yourself? Do I
You
need
can
to
still
guide you?
inspire yourself.
I can't
And
inspire
wait,
myself.
hold on, because you should also never forget. Oh no, Desi doesn't have anything in her bin. So nope. But
If you can't inspire, I can guide. which
what
is
I
possible.
will,
Yeah.
well, hold on a second,
Actually-
because let's see if anyone has
Oh, Marc definitely. Well,
I do.
Marc has two
Marc
black
would gladly
marbles.
spend it to get Haxa from Menvian. I'd gladly spend my inspiration. So however
Okay.
you put it.
So
Yeah.
that's going to give disadvantage to him,
To Menvian.
to Minvian.
Well, actually, I got to give advantage to Desi, but same difference, right?
Well, if we
Yeah.
could give advantage to
Well, no,
Desi
what-
and
because-
disadvantage to Menvian.
Well, no, the way that I would rule this is because there is no disadvantage for Minvian. This is a roll that Desi's making. What it's going to do
Right.
is reduce.
She has advantage. And he's drunk, right?
Yeah.
So she gets 2 and he gets -2. Or
No,
whatever.
he's going to get the difficulty is going to be reduced because of these. If you
Okay.
want to spend this
Fine.
in this
Easy.
particular situation, I will reduce the difficulty.
That's fine. I'll do it.
And you get advantage on your roll.
So you roll again, and if you can't inspire yourself, I can guide
Yeah.
you +4.
So
Okay,
the
I
difficulty,
can't inspire myself.
the difficulty is going. You have advantage. The difficulty is going to be probably would have been 15. Difficulty is going to be 12.
So how does guidance work?
I will give you a +4 die roll to whatever your roll is. So you roll again, and then you roll a d4 on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if this is lousy, can I add a d4 to the 11?
Yes.
Okay. So here we go. This is my second deception. Here we go.
You have advantage, so you get to roll
20.
twice.
Oh,
T1.
hell yeah.
Oh,
but also,
you don't even need to roll
but also roll that d4. Just get in
Yeah,
there.
just nail it.
again. Yeah, because it may increase like the.
If you get to
the
25,
benefit.
he'll like sign anything, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's like, I did that? Wow.
What a great deal I got.
Yeah.
So
First
I
that
got
goes-
a 24.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
And those go back into the pot because you're using this for nefarious reasons. But you definitely succeed, and you, as the party is ending, the fight is over. You're able to rouse Minvian, and he's like, "Yeah, what? Huh? What?
I'm gonna hold the paper up to him, and I'm gonna say loud enough so people could overhear. You bet me Axa's freedom, so she is free to go now. This is the document. Do you see? Focus on the document.
Wait, what? I did what? What? I did
Think
what?
back in your memory. You bet me no one would knock down the silver platter. Someone did, so you owe Axa her freedom. Oui, yeah, now you are remembering.
Yeah, I did.
It was hilarious. Everyone clapped.
I did. For folks, yeah, I don't care. She's no good anyway.
And she won. She won, Menvian. She won while being a member of your clan.
One.
You win, she wins, everyone wins. It's a great deal.
Okay. Wait, what am I doing? I'm doing. Wait, I'm doing. What am I doing again?
Well, you also owe us a silver.
Give me an extra roll for that.
What?
That's a deception roll.
Swiss
for
knife.
sure.
Awesome.
Can you inspire yourself on
That's
that?
that's a deception roll. It's not going to be a high difficulty.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
No,
it.
that sells it. It
He
sells
says,
it.
wait. He says, oh, right. Trevor, where's my pouch? And his son rushes up. Papa, here's your pouch.
Papa.
I will add it to our party coin.
No, it's fine. You take the bug. I'm tired of dealing with her. This is too much trouble anyway.
You heard the man. I will Without hesitating, I will say it is time. Come with us before he changes his mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
and make
we'll
sure
leave.
there's a legal channel as well that we can get this document to.
Yeah, get his icky thumbprint on it or whatever you have to do, but...
We already got it.
Also,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you have witnesses. You've got Narissa, you've got Marigal, who's
Good
still
enough.
there, Jabia, who's still there of Hasham, and they all vouch for you. They basically say, like, Narissa basically says, I can't be a part of this, but I'm going to recuse myself because I need to oversee the cleanup for the evening. But I'm sure, Jabia, you would. And Jabia says, absolutely, I'll second this.
And I'm gonna say,
Jabia is less likely to die now. Just put that out there.
Jabia and Marigal both say, I will. Jabia says, I will second, and Marigal says, I will third. I will.
Jabia just bought Days of Life.
Yeah.
P.S. Geza goes to the bookie or whatever, and he's like, so I put 20 ceramic down on this win condition. What did I get out of this?
Oh, you put it on
On the winner.
On Hoxa.
on Hoxa. So your 20 ceramics ends up paying out. I'm just gonna do. It ends up paying out 5 silver pieces.
What? So I
Whoa.
get 25 back? That's it?
That's a lot.
5-1. That's pretty good.
yeah.
Wait. I get 5 back on top of the 20 I put in?
You put in how many ceramic pieces?
20.
20. That is 2 silver pieces.
2 silver,
You get-
right, which is 25.
That you get 5 silver back on top of what you put in.
Okay, so I gotcha. So how many
Yeah.
silver? 5 silver on top of my ante?
Yeah, on top of your 20 ceramics, which 20 ceramics
Okay.
is equivalent to 2 silver.
Great. That sounds much more
Yeah.
equitable. I like
Yeah.
it.
Hey Geza, where'd these 5 silver come from?
No, two silver. 2
You're gonna
silver.
put those in my cloaca.
Right? It's 2 silver on top of the ante?
Great.
I'd love it to be 5 silver, but I think it was 2.
No, it was 5 silver on top of the ante.
Oh, let me add
knows?
3 more to our shit.
Yeah.
then. My bad.
5 silver on top of the 2 or the 20 ceramics that you put in.
Plus the
Got
one
it.
from Menvian.
Yeah, because most everyone bet on Craucus.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
I don't think
encouraging.
I don't think I added the
Craucus
one
had
from
the odds.
Craucus had the odds? That's wild. Okay.
I mean, according to everybody else, that's because that just shows you how, that just shows you how underappreciated Hoxa is. In
Well,
this
and
system.
the class system of free versus enslaved. It's
Yeah.
not a real assessment of value or of
No.
ability.
Exactly.
Well, let me say that we come out from this party more than double what we had. Let's just say that.
And there's
Not
the
only that,
pharaoh
but
fruit.
you have a silver dish,
Right.
a 6-inch silver dish engraved,
In which
and
also,
a pharaoh fruit, a fucking pharaoh fruit the size of a fist, which ostensibly could be worth upwards of 100 gold pieces.
sure, but we're just gonna eat that, right?
Ma'ak is totally like, we're little barrel.
Yeah. You're like, that is like, I mean, I would say that for Ma'ak, you do have this temptation of what memories could this unlock in
Can I
you?
smell it? Or at least taste the air with my antennae? Taste it
Ooh, let me think about that, and we'll do that
for next time. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
but for tonight, let's wrap this up by saying that the symposium under Rissa ends sort of amicably. You do have to basically carry Craucus out. He's
Can we get a
stable.
status real quick on his bugs?
Yeah.
Oh, his butthole on his butthole / spine.
Are you
leather
looking for him?
binding.
Crocus, give me a Constitution save with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. That's not what I want to hear.
Okay. 10 and
Better
7.
than 10.
Fuck. 10 and 7. Well, and then the rest of you give me insight checks with. Yeah, just give me regular insight checks.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way I'm not paying attention to this.
Yeah, I mean,
just regular insight checks.
And I'm guiding myself on top of that fucking stellar roll that I just had. So that is a 24.
24.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, I roll a 4. Mock does not notice.
24. Who else? And Crocus, you're not involved in this, so it's just Desi.
Crocus is KO'd.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you figured out your roles yet?
Everyone who isn't me, we need rolls.
Well, I mean, like Rob rolled his. It was low.
I rolled a 4. So.
Yeah, it was low.
I didn't hear. What is it?
Insight.
Insight check for Desi and Sha'ar.
I got a 23.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, 23 and a 24, and for Sha'ar.
9.
9. Okay.
Desi and I are on it. We're like fucking simpatico.
Okay, so the two of you don't think to look until you're actually leaving.
That's true.
That's when you realize there is black goop oozing from beneath his the leather band that the Wind Exarchs strapped around him.
Black goop, but not bugs?
Well, not bugs. So if bugs, all you know is that right now, like, obviously, like, something is oozing from his back beneath the leather strap. So if bugs came
like
out of
wardrobe.
that, it either already happened or may be about to happen.
Okay, all right. Before we
But I think
worry
that's where
about
we should
whether it
leave.
had or had not happened yet, Ma'ak will use life detection, and he will detect for insect life. And if there's any insects besides me and Hoxa, I'm gonna detect. I want to see if there's like.
Yeah, I mean, in meta concert, I'm like, black ooze coming out of Crocus' back. We can't leave here without knowing.
What kind of insect? Because like it kind of like that would be a hard one because like bugs are everywhere.
Well, okay, fair enough. But all right, so let's look at the ability again.
Well, where
I mean, this is where we're gonna leave it for the night.
Okay.
Where Crocus was lying, we're looking. We're not gonna drag him out without looking. That's of paramount concern.
What's that? What's that, Rob?
It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked anyway. It works on thinking creatures. So
okay. Well, yeah. So you don't know. All you know is that as you're carrying him out, you notice this black pus seeping from beneath the leather the belt on his lower back.
I stabilize him, but I will not move him without looking at that.
Okay. It's give me a quick investigation check. Medicine check. Yes, thank you, Rob.
And I will guide myself on top of whatever that roll was, which
you're
wasn't
good at medicine,
great.
right?
I've got a great fucking thing, but that didn't work out so great. So let's see. So that is an 11? An 11 total?
An 11.
I
Well,
rolled
you
medicine
don't-
and got a 23.
Desi's doing a 23 if she's joining me on this quest. Since
Okay.
She's the only one that also had the insight to look.
You're pretty sure that Narissa's colors and scents is probably fucked right now, and you should get Craucus and your asses fucking out of here as fast as possible.
Let's not
We gotta
take
go to that
credit for
farm
this
museum.
fuck show.
Yeah. And having said that, you're like, oh fuck. I think that's where we shall pause for tonight. As you desperately realize we need to get the fuck out of here with Craucus before the agony beetles take over.
Whoops.
Also, now that tonight's combat is over, I'm just going to say I'm pretty sure Joseph had to have disadvantage on all of those attack rolls, but it wasn't my job to know that, so I'm just putting that out there.
Well, he should have, but I mean, like, I've already decreed that, like, the agony beetle doesn't really have the effect on half giants that it does on
Regulars.
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 So, like, it's more of an inconvenience for half giants rather than an actual debilitation for the rest of y'all.
I love it because that would have
Yeah.
been less captivating otherwise.
Yeah, and so because of that, it hurts. It causes like chills and sweats and maybe a little bit of fever, but ultimately, it's one of the reasons why probably agony beetles love the half giant as an incubator. But you know, who knows? Who knows?
The half giant is a COVID super spreader. Got it.
Yeah. Having said that, thank you all for joining us again for this very exciting night where we finally wrap up the symposium on Narissa and Narissa's colors and scents. And we will see you. I'm not sure if we're going to rejoin next week, try to get back on schedule, but you will know maybe about 15 minutes before we go on live.
Maybe next Sunday, maybe 2 Sundays. Who knows?
Who knows? But thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And we will see you next time on Adventure, Hook, Dark Sun, Fire, and Sand.
Okay, wave goodbye.
Thanks all.